the lifetime warranty. So if you're ready for a fresh start, then graduate from your old ride, and I'll pay you way over appraised value regardless of miles or condition. You could even drive the redesigned 2025 Outlander top safety picked in Yamaha sound system, or the new Mirage, 43 miles per gallon, lifetime warranty starting at only $15,900. Plus here at RCO Mitsubishi, we're all about affordability. We'll work hard to help you find a car you love for only $1 down. So ditch your old ride like the last day of class and save up to $10,000. Plus I've got over 200 certified used cars, SUVs, trucks, and sports cars, and rates as low as 0%. But hurry, pre-tariff prices won't last long. I'm RC Hill, DeLand, and Ocala. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit and $1 down requires bank approval. Trade value up to 120% off KBB.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously. Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. And we do have a good program for you this afternoon. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb does that around 3:20 with JCS News. 4 o'clock hour, it's sports with our buddy Brandon Kravitz. 5 o'clock hours trivia. Cool stuff to give away. We'll tell you all about that in just a little bit. We'll end it up with our buddy Ray Trenley from TK Law. And we'll do You Heard It Here first. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
407-916-1041. That's how you call us. Text us easily at 77031. Find us on social, Instagram, Facebook, at The Jim Colbert Show, on X. Just at Jim Colbert Show, and all day, every day, JimColbertLive.com. Send us a talkback if you'd like. Just grab that iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio and use that mic to send your comment to Jack, and we will get you on the air.
Turn you into a superstar.
Get you on the air. How you guys doing today? Were they good?
Oh, yeah.
Good weekend?
Busy.
Glorious weekend. Yesterday's weather was almost too good.
Was it?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding, dude? It was great.
It was perfect.
Did it rain? Did it rain?
No. That was Saturday. Yeah, Sunday was absolutely perfect. On my side of the world, it was really nice. I mean, like, really nice. Too bad I got too hammered the night before. I couldn't enjoy it. I spent the entire day on the couch.
I've worked one day in the past 11. I don't understand how any of this works.
Exactly right.
Doesn't make sense to me.
It's one day in 11 days. This guy's like taking off a third of them. I love it. That's a perfectly planned, by the way, Jack. I give you credit for that.
Was that good job?
Accidental, but I kind of like it.
Yeah. But you guys all good weekends? Anything
yeah.
happen? Car watch?
Went to the Artery for the first time.
The Artery over there, Mount Dora.
Over
Nice
there,
new
Mount
place.
Dora,
Yeah.
Had a great time, great
Nice.
meal.
All right.
A lot of fun, a lot of families, people playing, cornhole and stuff like that.
That's exactly what it looked like the day I drove by and checked it out. Like
Yeah.
it was just 2 levels of just people kind of hanging out.
Good time, live music. And then Sunday, walked over to my mom's and got the slow roll. Some guy passed me and was like, hey. Like, hello.
Oh yeah, I like this. I'm sorry, by the way.
Yeah.
I was just on that side of town. I was admiring the view.
Yeah.
Somebody gave you a shout out?
Yeah.
How's that feel?
And then a little weird.
What'd they
Little
say?
weird.
What was the shout out?
Just like I said, drove by.
Shake it, don't break it, baby.
Stopped, rolled down his window, and was like, hey. It was like, hello.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, all right, well, have a good day.
Yeah, what are you doing with them boobs later?
And then I crossed the street and quickly ran to my mom's.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, where I tried on my wedding dress.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How's it fit?
It finally came in the mail on Friday, and
Nice.
it's the dress.
Really?
It's the dress.
Any tailoring going to be needed?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Are we taking up or are we letting out?
Well, I'm only 5'5", and I can't wear 5-inch heels anymore, so.
Oh, you can't? Why not?
Oh, yeah. Knees and hips are like,
they kill
isn't
you.
that cute?
Man, I've never tried to walk in a heel. I've heard it's a pain in the ass.
It's really not. It's really not. But there does come a point when your body is like, you had your fun with this. And it's funny because I'll ask various women in the building and they're like, oh, yeah, it's been years since I've been able to wear those.
Oh, yeah.
Because they hurt so much.
Now, I'm going to ask a stupid question. Jackie, have you ever worn a heel, tried to walk in ladies' heels?
Yeah, Jack. Jack?
Thinking.
Maybe not walk, just wear them for a couple steps to the bathroom.
A couple steps I think I've done. There is an event that they hold every year. I think it's called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes.
Yes, Johnny Magic and XL do a lot with it every year.
Yeah, Buddy Dyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do that. You have to wear women's shoes and walk a mile.
I was begging for you guys to do that.
I wanted to, but Jim refused.
I will do it in a second. I'll wear stockings and do it. I do not care. I'll raise money for good causes for whatever. But I will tell you that I learned years ago, and the reason I learned this, and I did not know this as a young man because I was naive and stupid, much like today, just older, naive and stupid. but I learned because my mom would marvel at a certain entertainer that was able to dance in high heel shoes. And because we'd watch these variety shows back in the day, and this particular woman would dance, and my mom would go, how does she do that? How does she do that? And watching a woman marvel at another woman just being able to dance in heels at that level she was doing it really made me have a lot of respect for women who wear heels.
Yeah.
And then we used to laugh because every time we would go, I have 3 daughters, and every time we would go to like graduation or prom, watching these young girls try to walk in heels, they don't know how.
Right.
They're sticking their toes out first. They're not using the heel because they think they're going to fall over. It's kind of fun. But it was Tina Turner.
Oh, wow.
So if you watch my mom, because I think there was an old saying that God made Tina Turner to dance in high heel shoes.
Without a doubt.
Because apparently it's like she has on sneakers. She's so good at it. But
one of the best concerts I ever took my mom to was
really?
Tina Turner. And you're right. The way that woman dances.
She's a monster.
I know, exactly.
Did you see her legs back in the day?
Oh, yeah, muscular.
Like an athlete.
You know what I've heard, too? I've heard that Dolly Parton has worn heels for so long that she literally has Barbie foot.
Oh, does she really? Like it's crushed down or whatever?
Oh.
No, Barbie foot.
It's
so
like,
for
it's
those of us
posed?
of a certain age, your Barbie couldn't wear tennis shoes because her foot was formed to always wear heels.
Right.
So now the new Barbies she can wear sneakers because she doesn't have that Barbie foot anymore. But Dolly Parton literally cannot wear
That's crazy.
like sneaker because her foot is
and she's
molded.
tiny,
And
so
she's
she would wear those.
tiny.
She would wear those heels to seem even, in that big hair.
Yeah.
To seem normally high, because I think she's like 5'1", 5 feet tall or something. And she's tiny.
I think she's even shorter than that.
Hey, I've got a question for you guys, and I say you guys, you people out there listening to the program, which I appreciate very much. Thank you guys, we all do. So I want to know: do you guys happen to know by any chance, the two of you, and I'm asking the audience, we can take talkbacks on this throughout the day or whatever, when the county decides to put in a new stoplight,
Right.
when they decide to do that,
I believe that has to come from the state.
Oh, it does. No, that's my question because I have it as city or county. All right, I'm not 100 on that, right? But there is where I live, they have installed a stoplight because the traffic from where this particular intersection, because of the explosion of population in Lake County, has become really almost impassable in some parts of the day.
And that's why they're having, starting today, I believe this afternoon,
They are, yes.
in Tavares, they're having a series of meetings for residents and businesses to talk about what is going on in Lake County because it's almost untenable.
It is. Well, this part, the Highway 44, is going to be that initially.
It is.
There's bad wrecks because people taking chances because it's a 2-lane road. People going 45 miles an hour, which is the speed limit, are getting lapped by people, and they're getting in crashes because it's like any rural 2-lane road where people feel like they can take chances and they can't.
But it's not rural anymore.
It's
You've
not.
got a big public shopping center on one side.
And they're building, they're bringing that entire complex over to that side. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's disgusting. And then you've got another big box store, so you've got people coming in and out of these.
Oh yeah, there's a Lowe's and a Publix across the street from each other.
Exactly, and it's just so trying to get into the Publix or get out of the Publix, it's a nightmare over there.
So my question is this: like they hung the light. The infrastructure of the light has been up for 3 weeks, but they have them like bagged.
Right.
Like there's like a plastic bag over the actual street lights. What is the protocol for that? Like, I guess I don't understand. Like, they hung the infrastructure, the lights are up. Seemingly, they could just turn the on switch on and start kind of doing that. But I don't know. There's got to be some kind of protocol they use to decide when that goes into play. But I wonder what that is. They literally have been hanging there, ready to go for what seems like 3 weeks now.
I wouldn't be surprised if they let them hang for 30 days so that drivers using that area see that there is going to be a new traffic signal before they put the traffic signal on.
That's exactly what my wife said.
Yeah, because sometimes you see signs say warning, like they'll put it on at first and then it'll just be flashing
right.
for the next 30 days before they actually engage.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
I think the people in our neighborhood would be cool with shutting it right on. I mean, I think everybody would be cool. Just turn it on right now. We'll be fine.
Of course, because you guys cannot get out of your subdivision. You
love-
literally cannot get out.
We would love to get out of the house between, let's say, 7 and 9, and maybe 4 in the afternoon and 7 in the
Yeah,
evening.
yeah. Okay, good luck with that.
Because other than that, buddy, you ain't getting out.
And that's before all those, condos and apartments get built in those, orange, what used to be orange groves.
That is a state thing, though, right? Because that would be the Florida Department of
Transportation.
right?
Yeah. So call them and just tell them who you are.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah.
Do you know me?
Don't you know who I
I
am?
only do that for free meals. You know that. We've gone over this. All right. So car watch.
Still waiting. Still waiting. But, he's going to get it and inspect it and everything. So
Are you confident with this person?
I am very
Do
confident
I need to
with
call this person?
No, you do not.
Who's going to get it and inspect it?
His name is David, and he owns many e-cars in Mount Dora.
Okay.
He's found me a gorgeous blue Honda Civic Si
So you had someone find you a car.
at an auction, in Illinois.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Found one in California and one in Illinois, and the one in Illinois is the one I'm going for.
Yeah,
Jack,
take the one in Illinois for sure. It'll probably have a couple bullet holes, but it'll probably drive better.
it has fairy lights in the headliner.
Oh.
It looks
Somebody paid to put a night sky in the headliner.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I'll pretend like I know what that is.
So, Jack, when the seats go down, the night comes out.
Oh.
So it looks like
It
a
looks-
starry sky.
It looks like a starry sky in the headliner.
So it's almost like you have a convertible.
in a way, yeah.
At night it does, yeah. During the day, it's going to look just like a regular. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us, 77031.
Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, just actually took the weekend off this weekend.
Really?
We've been working so hard on this house, like literally from morning until it gets too hot to move, which is usually 12 or 1 for us.
Yeah, I get sad for you on Fridays.
Thanks, I appreciate that. But this week we opted out of the work and decided to have a little fun because we worked the entire Memorial Day weekend. So we had some friends over on Saturday to hang out and do a little barbecue. And then Sunday we I think I left the couch like 7 times, and all of them were pee breaks.
Okay, I guess it was the Memorial Tournament you were watching?
Yeah, I was watching the Memorial plus other things. I mean, we just kind of chilled. It was
that's nice.
It was nice just to relax. Hadn't done that in a while. Anything done this weekend, Jackson?
Just some minor stuff around the house. Lawnmower, it's not running, so I just use my weed whacker to get all the weeds. Like that sweepy. I do my whole yard with the weed whacker.
Yeah.
It's
Nice. It's nice.
kind of fits for the neighborhood.
It kind of fits for kind of fits for you, kind of fits for everything, really.
Yeah, all of it.
All right, got a
A
bunch.
damn good weed whacker I got.
I bet you must.
Yeah. It was a gift from someone who was moving from one of his many houses.
We do have Ray Trindley coming in a little bit later. Stop. Was it really? I gave you that?
Yeah.
Hey, that's the one that has all the other attachments. I need that back. I need that back.
That's all I got now.
Don't take his lawnmower away.
We have,
Lawnmower
some,
/ edger /
we have some friends that went through a bit of a tragedy this weekend. We'll talk to you about glass children, a new term. I'll tell you what that is. Food expiration myths coming up a little bit later. Let's see what else we have. Toilet paper replacements. That's interesting.
Yeah, I bet.
Miley Cyrus, matter of fact, this is our question of the day. Miley Cyrus says she regrets about 80% of her tattoos.
Really?
Yeah. So that's our question of the day. Do you regret your tattoos? It's up right now on our Instagram page. It'll also be in the chat room for our YouTube watchers and listeners as well. And there's an interesting thing. Somebody said they would have unwritten rules for visiting Las Vegas. And I wonder what the unwritten rules that you would tell somebody coming to Orlando, what those would look like, or maybe even your hometown. What do you have for news?
We're going to talk about the suspect being charged with a federal hate crime in that Colorado attack. Closer to home, Florida officials crack down on scammers targeting seniors, and it's where they're doing this business that's like, what?
Okay.
Yeah. And then finally, the roads in Florida are crazy. We're going to tell you just how crazy. And more coming up next during JCS News.
I think 4,000 people just yelled amen. Like immediately yelled amen. All right, let's take a little break. Back in a second with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Emergency crews are on the roadways clearing up an accident blocking all lanes where Highway 1792 meets West 3rd Street. There's a crash getting cleared up on Orange Blossom Trail at South Street. The off-ramp's partially blocked due to an accident from I-4 westbound to Michigan Street. Travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Hey guys, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Nickley Group. Look, man, if you have a home here in Central Florida, you are in good shape, and here's the reason why. Because real estate market trends are actually a very local thing. If you watch the national media, they'll tell you, well, the market's down, the market's doing this. Not in Central Florida, it's not. Homes here are really still selling for record prices. One of the reasons why is because we're in this great bubble of all the cool stuff we have here in the state of Florida. Now, your home is your biggest asset almost every single time. And if you go to make a move and sell that home to do something else in your life, you want the most for that house. Well, the Nickley Group is the team that does that for you. On average, they get about 6% more for their homes than their competitors. And even better, they get that money twice as fast as their competitors. They even have a program that'll get you into homes that aren't even on the market yet. That comes also with the programs that can get you free appraisal, free home warranties, free moving trucks and supplies. 4,500 homes plus sold here in the area with over 4,000 five-star reviews. And I'll tell you something else. If you don't want to go through any of the real estate stuff, and the Nickley Group understands this, there's a group of people that just don't want to do that. I would like to just sell my house, get my money, and move on. They can do that for you. They have a guaranteed cash offer you can get right there on their website. No showings or open houses, and you can close that deal in as little as 14 days. It's thenickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo! Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed tomorrow morning
at 8.
Life is busy. Luckily, Racetrack's here to keep you on track every day.
Running around and the time makes you nervous. Are you still a mom or just a taxi service?
With ice-cold drinks, hot pizza, freshly ground coffee, and even Swirl World frozen yogurt for the kids.
The schedule is packed with things that they have to do, but with so much to choose from, you'll find something for you.
Racetrack is here to keep you going.
Racetrack's gonna get you.
Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
The NBC Nightly News.
Legacy isn't handed down.
For NBC News, I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there for us.
Firefighters are still working around the clock.
As the world changes, we look for what endures.
We are coming on the air with breaking news right now.
We look for a constant. And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball. All indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit CrushYard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone, because nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. Increasing your testosterone will give you more energy. I know. It'll help you build muscle mass. It'll help you sleep better. It improves your mental focus, and it'll boost your sex drive. It's a complete game changer. Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women, Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their experienced medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the men who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reesewindows.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Crew.
There he is.
Hello. You know who? Your favorite tea bacon voltage. And the day we raise a beer, well, let's be honest, all the holidays today suck. So I'm going to give you something to check out. Today we raise a beer to Paul Rubens, and on HBO Max there's a wonderful documentary called Pee-wee as Himself. I suggest taking a look. Have a good show, y'all. Peace.
You got it.
Well, I mean, it is National Leave the Office Early Day.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right.
On a Monday.
National Rotisserie Chicken Day.
Oh, nice.
And National Rocky Road Day.
Oh, leave the office to go get some chicken and Rocky Road.
I guess that's the plan.
Very nice. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that. If you like the show, tell somebody. Spread the word for us. That'd be great.
Word.
Get us a like and subscribe on all our YouTube stuff, everything that we have online. That'd be great as well. I am Jim. There's Jack.
Yo.
And Deb has your news.
It's time for JCS News.
Wow, does this guy got to put his name on everything?
It's in my contract, dude.
Here's the news on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, and JCS News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. A federal hate crime charge is being filed against the suspect in the fire attack against people marching in support of Israeli hostages in Colorado. Mohammed Sabri Solomon was charged with, quote, a hate crime involving actual or perceived race, religion, or national origin, end quote. That's according to an arrest affidavit filed today. It also said the suspect reportedly planned the attack for years.
Yeah.
And it comes after Solomon allegedly injured 8 people in Boulder yesterday by reportedly using a makeshift flamethrower on the crowd and shouted "Free Palestine" during the incident.
He was shirtless the entire
He
time.
was.
I don't get the shirtless thing.
And the people in ages are like 52 to 88 years old.
Yeah.
Homeland Security said the suspect is an illegal immigrant from Egypt who overstayed his tourist visa.
Did you see his picture?
Yeah. I just saw him from afar in the video. I didn't see the close-up mugshot. Why?
I don't know. He looks at least 10, 15 years older than even you.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
He's 45 years old.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, wow, that's right. Yeah, he looks
haggard.
Oh, yeah, that's one way of saying it. All right, Florida officials say dozens of contraband cell phones have been seized from 3 state prisons. News conference in Tampa, Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey says inmates use the phones and even crypto to trick victims into paying fake fines or entering fraudulent relationships.
Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, those type of things have made it even more challenging for us, made it more challenging for our seniors because many of our seniors are not that familiar in that world, in that platform.
The State Department of Corrections announced 40 of those phones were confiscated during a sweep of 3,000 inmates at 3 facilities in Operation Triple Threat. Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister says one victim, a 92-year-old man, lost more than $800,000 in a matter of 2 years, his entire life savings.
Unbelievable, dude.
Attorney General James Uthmeyer said charges against the suspects will be announced soon. All right, a salmonella outbreak in cucumbers has expanded to include 45 people reporting illnesses in 18 states. Target has been added to the list of retailers that sold recalled cucumbers or ready-to-eat products with the fruit and is warning consumers to just throw them in the trash. Target released a list of recalled products, including a Greek-style chicken salad from Boar's Head and several types of sushi sold under the My brand. The FDA said 16 of the 45 people who have reported illnesses have been hospitalized.
Yeah. It's no joke.
The agency said all of the illnesses have been linked to cucumbers produced by Bedner growers of Boynton Beach. They were also tied to last year's salmonella outbreak. Here's why. It turns out this farm likes to use untreated canal water.
Oh, baby, get in there.
Untreated canal water, that's what they use to water their crops.
Our Boynton Beach?
Our Boynton Beach.
They're from Florida?
They're from Florida, yeah, and distributed by Fresh Start Produce Sales. So don't think...
just drop the pump in that stagnant pond over there and we'll get to watering.
That's literally, yeah, so their second year in a row now that they've been tied to a salmonella outbreak. And of course, nothing to be played around with. I've never had or know of anyone who's ever had a salmonella infection. But yeah, so if you've got a prepared salad that you bought recently, maybe from Target, or just check it. You don't want to mess around with that. All right, Florida is set to deal with days of heavy rain throughout this week. That's going to bring an elevated risk of potential flash floods, with South Florida getting a majority of it. West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami, they could see up to 5 inches of rain by Friday. A few thunderstorms are possible tonight across the state as well. A flash flooding threat has been issued for South Florida for today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's officially the start of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. NOAA predicting an above normal season with between 13 and 19 named storms, 6 to 10 hurricanes, 3 to 5 major hurricanes. Speaking in Sarasota this morning, Governor DeSantis echoes those who have said now is the time to prepare, but he really hopes the state gets a break this year.
You always knock on wood. I mean, we've had 6 major hurricanes in 7 years. And historically, sometimes that's the way these things go. So I think it would be really good for the state to not have. We are, of course, at the state level preparing as if we are going to have to face some of these events.
Now, the National Hurricane Center is tracking the first area of potential tropical development for the 2025 season right off Florida's east coast. A low pressure system is forecast to form near or just offshore the southeastern U.S. coast, including Florida's eastern coast, over the next couple of days. But the good news is the system has a low chance, only about 10% of development over the next 7 days.
I'm with Ron. I would love to see a nice slow hurricane season.
Yes, just give us a break, man.
That'd be great.
Oh.
My man is putting out all the vibes.
Isn't he?
to put a Band-Aid on this insurance issue for at least one season.
Exactly.
That'd be just so we can catch our breath a little bit.
That'd
be great.
A little something. All right, Disney is laying off several hundred of its employees. That's according to Deadline, which reported most of the layoffs are across divisions of Disney Entertainment, with corporate financial operations also being impacted. So don't think theme park operations. This is the 4th round of layoffs by the media giant in the past 10 months. Just under 200 employees from ABC News Group and Disney's Entertainment Network were let go in early March. Layoffs are part of an ongoing cost-cutting process. And if you're a fan of Rip Ride Rocket,
oh yeah,
make plans.
Yeah, because it's about R.I.P., right?
Yep, Universal is closing its Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket roller coaster. Not a fan, Jack?
No, it's okay.
It's just not like the Polar.
Well, there's a reason they're taking it down. I mean, they've had other coasters been up there years longer than that.
So many better coasters in Central Florida.
Yeah. That's why it's coming down. It just wasn't popular. That's it.
Well, the coaster will permanently close on August 18th to make room for a new ride. Construction has already begun, but details about the new experience won't be released until later.
Muppets.
Okay. A new Florida law cracking down on squatters takes effect next month. One bill gives hotel owners more flexibility in dealing with guests who don't pay their bill. I have to be honest, I had no idea this was an issue for hotel motel operators. I had no idea. The other allows county sheriffs to remove squatters from commercial property.
Under current law, the remedies to remove unauthorized applicants or occupants of a commercial property can unfortunately be lengthy and time-consuming, which then incentivizes people to take advantage of the situation.
So these laws build on a similar law that was passed last year targeting residential properties.
Yeah. And he's absolutely right, by the way. 1,000% correct. When we were in the downturn in 2008, after that, when the banks started having, there were a lot of repos out there, REOs. When my wife and I were kind of doing that, zero question. They'd empowered themselves, and the word had gotten out that the banks were so far behind on these loans and eradicating these people that it would be no problem for you to stay into a property up to 2 years. We had one client that was in his house for 4 years without paying a dime because he could not get extracted because of the red tape going through that. They need to exponentially make that easier for tenants of all natures to get these bums out of their property.
Yeah, I think there's I want to say it's Volusia County, could be Brevard, but there's a subdivision over there where they have multiple squatters living in this one house where the trash just continues to build on the street. The owner died, and the house has been in probate. And so the sheriff's office, I think it is Brevard, because it's Wayne Ivey, is like, my hands are tied.
And the word spreads because oddly enough, they're homeless, but they got perfectly working phones. So they're able to tell everybody. And by the way, they took over complete neighborhoods in Osceola County. We watched it. We saw it happen.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the entire neighborhood emptied out. I mean, it went from being almost like, 70% occupied to 40% occupied. And the houses, what they would do is just wait for the grass to grow. And then they knew it was not occupied because nobody was taking care of it. So the squatters would just roll through neighborhoods and look for the high grass or the mail or newspapers by the door. They would just break in and stay there.
Well, that's about to come to an end.
Yeah.
All right, Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco's trial is set to begin today in the Dominican Republic after a 6-month delay. The MLB All-Star charged with sexually abusing and trafficking a girl who was 14 at the time their relationship began. The now 24-year-old Franco could face up to 20 years in prison if convicted. The case, though, could take months. Why? Franco has not played, of course, since being put on administrative leave during the 2023 season after the allegations surfaced.
And I hear they have him dead nuts, like, text pictures, the whole nine yards.
Yeah.
He was, at that time, the star of that team.
He sure was, buddy.
And I remember going to a game, it was Wander Franco night, and where everyone got this chain with like a faux diamond encrusted 5.
Yeah.
Which is his number. That's what he wears. And I still have one. It's like, what are you doing with it now?
I know. Now, speaking of that, now the Rays don't have to pay him anymore under his contract, right? Or do they have to wait for him to be convicted?
Oh, I don't know.
Wouldn't that suck?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Have that bleed on your team's finances when you can't take that money and go get another player? I think that would suck.
That's a great question.
But they're so far under payroll, they'll be okay.
Yeah. Not like
the Yankees.
Not like the Yankees.
Or the Dodgers.
Red
Yeah,
Sox,
exactly.
Those guys are the U.S. They're literally borrowing money every day to stay alive.
Exactly. All right. This is a story from the Really Because You Probably Should Have Known Better file, where the Volusia County Sheriff says a deputy has resigned after getting caught with a counterfeit license plate on her motorcycle. The plate on Erica Muzzy's bike read, "Chase Me."
I was just told I was good to go.
Are you good to go?
Yes.
Another biker who ran from a traffic stop.
Okay.
According to the sheriff's office, Muzzy was told not to ride her bike home because of the fake license plate, but grabbed a bogus plate from a convenience store and took off.
A bogus plate from a convenience store.
Deputies are also investigating social media video that seems to show her stunt riding on public roads. Remember, we had talked about the NASCAR's great-grandson being caught on some of those videos?
She's a deputy.
She's a deputy and has been since 2021.
Yeah.
Oh, but
out there stunt riding.
Well, the crazy thing is that you could roll into a Cumberland Farms and go, hey.
I need a plate.
I need a plate.
Where you guys keep your fake motorcycle license plates? I found the chocolate and corn nuts, but I can't find my license plate.
All right. Well, we had talked about the 50 cars that were damaged at the airport fire at Jacksonville International Airport. Well, it turns out it's not as bad, but 4 cars are damaged after a fire in a parking garage at Orlando International Airport. MCO officials say a car was parked on the top floor of Garage A when it caught fire yesterday morning, and it spread to 3 other cars.
Yeah, that's how marinas burn.
Imagine you get back from your trip. Oh, damn.
You got the parking bill and no car. No one was hurt. No, there's no word on how much damage there was to the cars, but Wesh 2 reports the car that first caught fire, quote, appeared to be completely charred in the front, end quote.
They're lucky that didn't happen in one of the other areas that are contained. Like those parking lots, what happens is that it controls the heat and kind of makes it spread a lot more. When you go to the very top level up there, at least, theoretically it could burn out up there. And that's the least populated areas all the way up.
They haven't even cleaned all of the cars out of the parking garage at Jacksonville International Airport.
Good Lord.
There are people who still haven't been able to claim what remains of their vehicle. Right. All right, Florida gas prices up slightly. AAA says the statewide average, $3.08 per gallon. That's 2 cents more than last week. But
I paid $3.16 because of that stupid 10-cent tax on using a debit card.
2 cents more, still 8 cents lower than last month and 37 cents cheaper than a year ago.
Shouldn't be a tax on a debit card. It should be on a credit card.
It's a charge on the credit card, Jack.
But you need that for the added protections. The debit card does not protect you
exactly.
as much.
Jack, I didn't use the debit card. I used my credit card.
That's good. Well, you should. However, to get the discount, you got to walk in.
$3.16.
So you got to walk in.
Yeah, okay. I'm not walking in.
Use the Upside app.
Okay.
A AAA spokesman says oil prices have remained stable for the past 2 weeks. That should keep Florida gas within the same 20-cent range most people see, the past year. All right, 2 motorcyclists are hurt after they hit an alligator.
Oh, no way.
In Volusia County, FHP says the 2 were driving on I-4 West in Orange City on Saturday when they hit a 6-foot gator in the road.
On I-4?
One of the motorcyclists wound up hitting a tree. Now, one of the injured bikers, named Brandy, is able to joke about the crash with Fox 35.
I was actually a Gators fan before this, and I was telling my mom, because my family's always been divided, I said I might end up going Knowles. I don't really care for Gators too much now.
Both bikers did have on their helmets and other protective gear. They were taken to the hospital. They are expected to survive. The FWC was called in to help the gator. No word on its injuries. But an FW spokesman tells the Daytona Beach News Journal it's not unusual for a gator to warm itself on the road because the pavement retains heat.
Yeah, it's just I've never heard of one getting on I-4.
Either.
It's just so busy that
Isn't it?
It's not going to last long.
And the stretch that you would think that it would be on, right on the other side of the bridge going toward Daytona as you cross the St. Johns River Bridge in Sanford,
right?
That stretch of land until you get to like that Deltona area is kind of low and you can see the river on both sides, but they've got a giant chain link fence there. And I know they can climb them.
I was going to say, have you seen a gator climb?
In all the years I've been here, I've never heard of a gator being on I-4 in that area.
I haven't either. I've heard of bears.
That's crazy.
But that's my first gator, too. All right. Well, finally, a man in a mental health crisis is in police custody after holding an hours-long standoff. He climbed on top of a pedestrian crosswalk signal at a busy Miramar intersection and refused to come down. After about 3.5 hours, though, Todd Booth climbed down and was taken into custody.
One of the things he was saying is, I'm famous, look at me. So I think that because this is his MO, it's not the first time he has done this.
Nope, Miramar Police's Janice McIntosh says this was the same man who about 2 years ago at the same intersection climbed on a Miramar fire rescue ambulance and sat, danced, and did push-ups on it for hours.
Damn, really?
Yeah, he was taken into custody then, too.
Yeah.
Just in case you were wondering.
that seems how these things end like that.
Yeah. Hopefully. And that concludes your JCS News.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. We teased a big announcement on Friday. We will pay that off next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
But I'm a creep.
Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today in Orlando, we are going to be expecting temperatures to be on the seasonable side with a high of around 90 degrees. We'll also be seeing the return of afternoon showers and storms. Most of these will be taking place along in south and east of the I-4 corridor and mainly during the afternoon hours as well. A couple of these could be on the strong side with gusty winds and hail being the main impacts. Rain chances will be on the increase tomorrow and into Wednesday as well. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
When disaster strikes, trust Paul Davis Restoration. Look, emergencies can happen anytime, leaving your property in disarray without warning. Whether it's a fire, flood, mold, or storm damage, the remediation and restoration experts at Paul Davis are here to help. With 24/7 emergency service availability and a 30-minute response window, we can confidently bring fast, practical solutions to residential and commercial property owners. If your home or business has been damaged by fire, water, or storm, call Paul Davis Restoration. Here to help 24/7, 407-629-6700 or orlando.pauldavis.com.
There's no substitute for the peace of mind you get with the technology leaders SafeTouch Security, whether you're home or away from home. And right now, for a limited time, SafeTouch is offering 50% off select security packages. Every SafeTouch system comes with 24/7 monitoring, a 45-second response time guarantee, and professional installation. And get ultimate control and convenience with the SafeTouch app. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-2049.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
Looking for top quality fencing in Florida? Fence Outlet has been the state's fencing expert for over 30 years. With 8 convenient locations, we offer a wide variety of styles and colors to enhance your property's security and curb appeal. Go to fenceoutlet.com to book your free estimate. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Longer days mean 1 extra hour of fetch. Are you making the most of time outdoors? With Invisible Fence brand, you can. Our professional installation and training take the hassle out of keeping your pet safe, so you spend more time enjoying your pet. Make the most out of the season with Invisible Fence brand. Save $150 with code radio150 at invisiblefence.com/radio. That's invisiblefence.com/radio.
Big news for drivers. Presets have landed on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with iHeartRadio. Access your favorite stations, podcasts, and playlists instantly right from your dashboard. Try the free iHeartRadio app on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and take those presets for a spin.
Attention men. Coastline Products is looking for 100 men to try our powerful new topical formula for male enhancement. So far, the feedback has been amazing. With Knox 47, it's male performance on demand that works in 47 seconds or less, satisfaction guaranteed. For the first 100 men, we're giving away a free bottle, totally discreet. Just looking for feedback. Call now to get your free bottle.
Call 800-417-0390. That's 800-417-0390. 800-417-0390.
Again, Coastline Products is looking for 100 men to try our powerful new topical formula for male enhancement. So far, the feedback has been amazing. With Knox 47, it's male performance on demand that works in 47 seconds or less, satisfaction guaranteed. For the first 100 men, we're giving away a free bottle, totally discreet. Just looking for feedback. Call now to get your free bottle.
Call 800-417-0390. That's 800-417-0390. 800-417-0390.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
How's it, Ohana? Yep, great weekend indeed. Good news, Sister Deb. May have found a car that's going to work for you. I know you've been very patient. You may still have to be, but please be very aware. You didn't announce what year the car was, but if it's coming from Illinois, it's probably driven on a lot of roads that have been salted and slush and snow. This can be a big detriment as it causes rust issues. Just want you to be aware. Aloha.
Aloha, brother.
Aloha. Yeah, a lot of folks texting that as well. 77031.
It's funny. I forget about that. I mean, up until 89, that's the roads I used to drive on.
Sure, yeah.
But and a lot of people say in the California you won't have that. Plus, you get California emissions.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm not exactly sure what they are, but I just know they said it every episode of The Price is Right.
Yeah, it used to be terrible. It made the cars way slower because they had the smog pump.
Oh, right.
Yeah. They had a smog pump. When I had my Mustang used to be a cop car. I have a 93 Mustang Coupe. And you could see when you go and look up parts for it, the California edition of that car has a smog pump on it, which has an extra belt and everything. It also drops the horsepower by like 18 horsepower or something.
Oh, no.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
Don't take away my horsepower.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Yeah, he is.
All right, so we said Friday we had a big announcement coming up on the show today, and we do have a big announcement. It's bigger for us for sure because, a little over a year ago, we had a bit of a tragedy here on the program because of things that we do not power and that I was not even aware of. Our buddy Ross Padgett was let go because of budget cuts in this very interesting business that we try to navigate these days. And everybody kind of knows that Ross is back on Thursdays now But our big announcement is that Ross will also join us on Tuesdays now as well, courtesy of our friend Mo DeWitt.
Yes.
Attorney Mo DeWitt has really made it possible for us to have Ross on the program. So Ross will join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And on Tuesdays, he'll be brought to you by our good friend Mo DeWitt. And we literally could not be more excited and could not be more thankful for Mo's benevolence in getting Ross back on the program for us at least one more day. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's pageant days here on the Jim Colbert Show. And we do have some other stuff coming for you as well. So everything we can to kind of liven the show up as much as possible, make it fun to listen to as we move through all the craziness that works out there in the world today. So Ross Padgett will join us on Tuesdays.
Thanks, Mo.
Starting
Thank
tomorrow.
you, Mo.
Starting tomorrow, thanks to Mo DeWitt. We appreciate that very much, Mo. So anyway, that's our big announcement, which I'm pretty excited about. Actually, my entire weekend I was thinking about it.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I like him as a person. You know, my wife is the reason Ross is on the show. If I'm being dead honest, as we were kind of putting
Jim hated him at first.
Can I tell you, I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew, I really didn't know. All I know is that I wanted somebody that was funny and irreverent and that could do the most important thing in this business, and that's have a conversation. That's the number one thing in this business that's most important is getting in there and saying something. And he's not afraid to say anything, and he's funny, and I absolutely love him. I adore him as a person, as a human, as everything about him. I enjoy his company, and cannot wait to work with him again a couple days a week. Super, super excited, as you might imagine.
Yeah, it's great knowing he's going to, every other day, it's like, if he's not here, then we know tomorrow he will be here.
Yeah, he will be here for sure. So Ross will be with us tomorrow and be with us on Thursdays. And in a couple of weeks, we'll have another neat little announcement for the program as well. So excited about some new stuff coming to the show.
And don't get ahead of yourself. I don't even know what this next
announcement is. What are you talking about? Really? You don't know?
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm in talks, Jack.
Okay.
I'm in talks. Oh, I'm leaving. Did you not know that?
No.
No.
You just made me break into a sweat.
I'll tell you more when I can find out more about what's going on. We're working on schedules right now for somebody else to be able to drop by the program occasionally and hang out with us. And I think that we've seen that people love her. And we'll see how it goes from there.
Ooh, Ooh, Julia Roberts.
Yeah, it is Julia Roberts. You nailed it, Jack. Next question. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, you can always text us at 77031. I didn't want to do a bunch on this. I know that, Jack, you offered to have them call, and I don't know that won't happen later today or whatever. But, we have some good friends in the restaurant business, and actually they've just kind of been friends of ours for a while. It didn't really have to even be because of the restaurant business. They've just kind of been partners here at the radio station over at our sports station. They have been advertising there for a while. They've had a legendary restaurant here in Central Florida for a while that's finally getting some accolades and actually a massive expansion out to the airport here recently. If you've ever heard us talk about Maxine's on Shine, down owned by Maxine and Kurt. They're really cool people. She's one of the more eclectic queens of downtown. I would say that maybe almost when it comes to downtown in that area there, she would be kind of the unelected queen of downtown Orlando.
Speaking of Ross, I think what he said this about 5 years ago. He said, if Orlando was a couple, it would be Kurt and Maxine.
Wow.
I would agree. They do tell the story of downtown quite well. They're very stylish. She was like Miss New York at some point or something like that. Or and Kurt, again.
She was a model but just a ball of energy. And then Kurt, also helped. I mean, basically, he's running everything, backside of the restaurant. But then he'll come out and then he'll just start dropping these, rhymes and stuff, and he's just a really interesting cat.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. They're really a very unique couple, and they're wonderful people. We've loved hanging out with them for a while. They had a tragedy. I think it was yesterday. They had a neighbor. Somebody was driving by the house and walked up and knocked on their door and said, "Hey, I don't know if you guys know, but your house is on fire."
Oh, my gosh.
I guess they had an adjacent shed to their home. The fire started in the shed and then spread to not only their home, but also their neighbor's home as well.
Oh, no.
The Facebook pictures, that's all I've seen, and I haven't spoken to either of them, look like they've lost a pretty good portion of the house.
That's so sad.
So, it is terrible. And I know that if you go and type in Maxine on Facebook, you can see all the stuff there. And it's just something that it's just a terrible tragedy. I don't know how to explain it.
I believe it did happen on Saturday because I remember learning about it Sunday morning, and I did text Kurt. He said they're probably going to do a 4th of July benefit and encouraging people to come by the restaurant and also buy gift cards that they can use at a later time.
Yeah, sure. And again, I know the restaurant business is tied up with a lot of people. We've talked to Jason and Jason and Sue and those guys, and they have a very, very successful group of restaurants here in the Central Florida area. Restaurant business is very difficult, and these guys really have kind of gone it alone. They really have been that mom and pop, downtown hardware store that you love so much when as a restaurant.
Right.
And, I just think people are going to want to reach out and help them as much as possible. And, we hope they do.
I always love the decor of that place as well. And when the pandemic came and they took advantage of, they had an adjacent parking lot that they kind of, built out with a temporary outdoor seating, as many restaurants were doing during the pandemic to allow, outside eating and social distancing. What they did was they took advantage of the opportunity and made a structure outside. So they've expanded their seating capabilities down there. And I think they're also part of that Bite 30, which started on Sunday as well.
Sure
so,
is, yeah. So if you want to go by and support them doing that, do the Bite 30 for you. Make a reservation at Maxine's. Do whatever you can to kind of help them out a little bit. They're in they're in bad shape, and hopefully they have some place to stay. I don't even know. I mean, it doesn't look like their house is inhabitable right now. I don't know what's going to happen with that. We haven't really spoken to them, and I feel weird asking them to talk, a day after the scenario. So maybe we'll contact them a little bit later and see if they want to come on and chat, about what's going on and how we can help there. All right?
And we know the community will come through. That's the one thing that's amazing about Central Florida.
They do, man. They have they really do. A really unique way of making things right. So hopefully that will happen for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, you can always text us at 77031. We'll talk about Miley Cyrus when we get back. She regrets her tattoos.
No.
I'll tell you the whole story.
It's never been easier to listen to Real Radio 104.1 wherever you go. Make us your number one preset on our free iHeartRadio app.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash getting cleared up on the ramp from I-4 westbound to Michigan Street. Look out for an accident reported on Orange Blossom Trail near South Street there. Traffic starting to slow down on some of the major roadways on I-4. There's slowdowns eastbound before St. John's River Bridge and congestion at the ramp junction where I-4 meets Florida's Turnpike. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Man, oh man, if you have a home here in Central Florida, let me tell you something. You want that thing nice and cool. And, of course, as we move into June and July, we're in June right now, July and August, it's going to heat up. That's when you need an AC company that you can lean on, one with integrity, one that will do you right and tell you the truth. For me, for so many Central Floridians, that's Mills Air. These guys are awesome. Been doing it since 92, 30-plus years of experience in keeping you nice and cool. And let me tell you something else about these guys. Their techs are awesome people. They come there ready to work. And I'll tell you something else. They'll never make you feel uncomfortable in your own house. Not to mention, these guys are Carrier factory authorized dealers. That, my friends, could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can certainly always turn to experts at family owned and operated Mills Air. These guys are awesome. Make sure you get the preventive maintenance plan now so you don't have to deal with problems later. 407-277-1159. Find them online at millsair.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Eye Candy Energy Drink. Taste the sweet life.
Think you're not the suing type? But you weren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't choose this accident, the bills, or the damage. Don't cover for someone else's mistake. Just call Mo. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Do you love your kids? Send them to Crush Yard Summer Camp, where every day is packed with pickleball, ping pong, arcade games, crafts, cornhole, and more. It's active, creative, and tons of fun. Plus, lunch is included. More than just a camp, it's a summer full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way. Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at crushYard.com/camps. Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushYard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
The NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Want to try Ozempic, but want even better results? You need to try Zepbound with Future Health. It has GLP-1 plus GIP. That's 2 weight loss hormones instead of only 1 for better results. Get access to the best price for Zepbound at futurehealth.com. Join those losing 10 pounds in their first month. Future Health has easy access to weight loss meds like Zepbound or Ozempic for only $3 a day, all from futurehealth.com. These meds eliminate hunger and cravings, while Future Health handles the rest. Easy. Plus, you don't need insurance or have to go to a doctor's office. It's all online. Take the 3-minute quiz at futurehealth.com, see if you qualify, and start losing weight this week. Visit futurehealth.com. That's futurehealth.com. Future without the E.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Hi, my air conditioner isn't working.
We're hosting a pet rock adoption telethon.
Pet rocks?
The internet says they're endangered.
Rocks are everywhere.
You know what's everywhere?
Frank Gay is everywhere. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you have AC problems, you need help now. One of our licensed and certified technicians can have your AC blowing cold air in no time. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Why don't you join the group? It's better than being a party poop.
Yo, JCS, happy Monday. So, I don't know if you can regret a portion of a tattoo, but I have a pretty badass rose tattoo with all my kids' names on it, but it also has my ex-wife's name on it. So, I do regret that part of it. So, yeah, if you can regret a certain portion of a tattoo, then yes, I do. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Peace.
You got it, buddy.
I can honestly say I don't regret any of my tattoos since I don't have any. 45 years as a musician.
Wow.
Not a single tattoo, not a single piercing. I must be playing with the wrong crowd or something.
Yeah, I have another buddy, oddly enough, who was a legitimate 90s local rock star. A guitar player in a hard rock band that had a chance, got signed. The music business kind of moved right past him while they're standing there. with kind of not the hair metal thing, but that whole idea of that kind of went out the door, and then the grunge thing came in. One day it was cool to wear leather pants. Next day it was cool to wear your grandma's sweater.
Right.
But yeah, and he said the same thing. There's another rock star that's in a band that never got a tattoo, and he says, I'll get one when he does. It's Angus Young.
Oh, wow.
Angus Young from AC/DC does not have tattoos. I think it's Angus Young. And he says, I'll get a tattoo when Angus gets one. And because he knows he's never going to get one. But in all those years, everybody else was in that band is all tatted up like crazy, and he never got one.
Well, Jack's got a dragon.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio.
Thanks, Deb.
I'm Jim. There's Deb.
I'm jealous.
And old Dragon Jack is here as well. Now, is that DRAGGIN apostrophe?
Oh, that's it.
Okay, very nice.
It. Look out, lady.
Well, Miley Cyrus.
Hold on.
Miley Cyrus, the vestige of great decisions, says
she's done okay for herself.
She's done quite well for herself.
She made that successful jump from Hannah Montana to the adult artist known as Miley Cyrus.
And did it with her own hustle, by the way.
Yeah.
And her old man was, painfully famous. And, man, did you get the feeling that she really used her dad's fame to kind of get where she is? I never got that vibe. Did you?
Well, he was on her show with her, Hannah Montana.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
but
that's funny.
We're talking about the music career, though, after the fact.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that he powered that as much as she did, or no?
No, I by that point, I think it was her moving on, because I'm not sure, but from what I've read, their relationship isn't the best.
Well, I don't know that he has a good one with anybody except for Elizabeth Hurley these days. I mean,
Really?
Yeah, he's dating Elizabeth Hurley now.
Really?
Yeah, and I look down on her for it. No. Yeah, they're dating right now. Billy Ray Cyrus and Elizabeth Hurley are dating right now.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's what the
rags say.
Well, that's what online says. I mean, I don't know. But Miley says she regrets. She goes, and it says here is if you've experienced tattoo regret, you're not alone. Miley Cyrus is right there with you. She says about 80% of her tattoos are a mistake that she still thinks about. She told this to the New York Times, and she said this is exactly how she says it. And really, to be honest with you, she says it the exact way it should be said. Like, this is exactly how you should think about it. She goes, I love my dog. Pointing to a tattoo of a pit bull on her right arm. She goes, but I don't know. Just having a pit bull in every photograph I take from now on.
Right.
She says it's kind of intense, to have to pick and choose which side you use.
That's a good point.
Because you got a giant pit bull on your arm. And I think those are the kind of tattoos that a lot of people, like our caller there a second ago said, I think those are the ones. I think if you got a baseball tattoo or a band name tattoo, chances are you're always going to be a fan in some way, shape, or form of that band or whatever. But when you get like loved ones, like especially, my wife was on me when we first got together because she has a tattoo. And I was like, I'm not getting one. I'm not going to get a tattoo, and I'm not going to get one of your name for sure. I might as well just go straight to the courthouse and leave you now, because it seems like that's the number one step to divorcing. Step one, get a tattoo of the woman's name on your body somewhere.
Right, exactly.
So I never did, and I don't have any tattoos, of course. She's got a number of them. I'm the only person in my family who doesn't have one.
Really?
And that includes my in-laws. Like, legit, everybody in my family has a tattoo. All four of my kids, my wife, and my in-laws all have tattoos.
Wow.
Pastor's wife, all tatted.
Rule 1, never get a name. Rule 2, if you get a name, make sure it's your kids.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't know that I would.
You may get rid of your kids?
No, it's just, I don't know, man. The tattoo thing never really hit me like that. I never really wanted to do it.
You don't think your kids are like forever?
Oh, yeah, no, they're forever. There's no question they're forever, but I just don't want to get a tattoo. I don't need to have a tattoo to remember that they're my kids forever.
I just don't want to get an eagle and years later have people ask me why I got a vulture.
Do you regret any of yours, Jack?
Sure.
Yeah. She said
I only have the one.
She's not going to get them removed, though.
Yeah.
She says, I don't regret them enough to get them removed.
Exactly. I do not have that desire. It's like, would I do it again? No.
Yeah.
I was 19. I picked a dragon off a wall.
Matter of fact, we had a texter when we brought this up earlier.
Yeah.
Says, I don't know about regret, but I do have this cool-ass gecko on my arm that I was very proud of because my daughter drew it.
Yeah.
Then I found out later it was a clip art gecko. And now I kind of regret it. Just any gecko from Google. And it said in 2024, this entire conversation kind of entered the TikTokosphere, and people were kind of going back and forth about how they felt. It said women expressed concern over how their tattoos would look in their wedding gowns.
Right.
And then men did not want the tattoo to represent something they cared for back then now. And that's kind of how it broke down.
That's the problem.
That's exactly what it is. It says when you start to hit certain milestones in your life, you could regret it. It goes, there is a regret scale for tattoos. There is immediately regret it.
Right.
Like literally the guy's still drying it off and you regret it. And then there's down the road when you kind of reach certain milestones in your life. And I remember when my buddy Daniel Dennis, Tom and Dan, when he got his full sleeve tat, I was a little judgy about that. And the reason why is I was like, man, because back then, tats at that time really hadn't become, he was like on the forefront of that, like of getting full sleeve tats.
He's on the forefront of a lot of things.
In the corporate world, right? And I was like, Daniel, buddy, what are you doing, man? You got a full sleeve tat. He goes, oh, it's not the same anymore, Jimbo. It's not the same. People don't look at tats the way they used to anymore. And I was like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. And he was 1,000% right.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. And, he kind of...
Now cops can have sleeves, right?
Disney workers can have them. Dude, cops are one thing, but Disney workers.
Mm-hmm. And are they allowed in the military yet?
Oh, I think so, yeah. You just can't show them, can you?
Yeah, I think it's the whole neck and face thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they don't want teardrops. Well, they do, but they don't want you to show teardrops. Yeah, it says, when you start to hit those milestones, it says, I've seen some people who love their tattoos consistently the entire time, and I've seen other people that falter in their attraction to them as soon as they get them. They just kind of think of the implications of having one. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't really, if you got one, what would it be?
I don't know. I always wanted a yin and yang on the small of my back.
That's what my son has.
But then I found out that that's where they call it the tramp stamp.
Yeah,
definitely don't want to get one there.
Yeah. He's got a yin and yang over his heart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. What would you get?
I don't know. Probably my own name over my pubic mound. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
I would tattoo a lawnmower there.
Yeah. I really don't know. The best one I've ever seen is the guy that got the cat tattooed around his belly button.
That's the best.
So the belly button looks like the cat's ass. That's still my favorite tattoo of all time.
I love that one.
And he's looking back at it.
Exactly.
The cat is. He's all sassy. Check it out.
Hey.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Say hi.
It is disgusting. I don't know. I would probably come up with something that would represent my family.
Not
and
golf?
Put it on
you wouldn't put like a golf tee somewhere?
No.
How about your gaming score?
Yeah, no. Maybe golf. I'm not. Maybe.
There you go.
Maybe golf. I think about it. Jack, if you had to get another one, what would it be?
Oh, let's see.
Wife's name?
I'm sorry, what?
Wife's name? Kid's name?
Is this
family?
thing on? Names?
Hello?
I thought about it. I thought about getting something done to the dragon I have to maybe either redo that or turn that into something else, but nothing jumps out of me.
You know what it is?
What's that?
It's the money. Jack's like, do I really want to spend a couple $100 fixing a dragon?
You know what I thought? I thought, honestly, if you were to honestly ask me what Jack would get tattooed, what do you think I'd say it is?
Real Radio logo?
Yeah, absolutely Real Radio logo.
Oh, really?
That's
went
exactly
Yankees.
what I would think.
Oh, I thought about it. I thought about the Yankees too, but then I'm like...
You would just be every other Yankees fan, annoying-ass Yankees fan.
Right, but it's like that decision of you liking somebody. It's like outside of your control, right?
Yes.
It's something like the Real Radio logo. It's like, I think that's, you talk about getting a name and then you're destined for divorce.
Yeah.
That you're destined for laid off.
Oh, yeah.
That would
used to
be
be
terrible.
That's the promo shot curse around here, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, the minute you take a promo shot, somebody from that promo shot would be bounced.
Exactly. Or, that's why I've always been happy not to be picked employee of the quarter.
By the way, we have to do new promo shots.
Yeah, I heard.
Getting my hair done soon.
Yeah. You're going
to have to wait.
You can Photoshop me in. Yeah, I think you should get the Yankees logo, Jack. Would you get an old school Yankees logo? Or would you get a new?
Like the hat? The old school one is the top hat, which that's kind of a cool one, or just the NY.
Yeah.
I've always said if the Packers won another Super Bowl, I would get the Packers logo tattooed on my ankle.
That's pretty cool. Code Black's wife has the Denver Broncos logo.
Oh, really?
Tattooed. And I think like 3 or 4 of them went to get it at one time to get the Broncos logo on their ankle.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't think I'd do that. I don't think I have a team that would. I love watching Bucks football. But I would never get a Tampa Bay Buccaneer logo. I would never do that.
Have the Buccaneer tattooed on your chest?
Not a chance in hell.
Come
Never.
on.
I don't know, man. I just don't have that vibe for that. I don't even know what I would do. I don't know. Probably something family.
Microphone.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. No. No microphone thing. No.
Spatula.
Yes, maybe a spatula. Maybe a fork and spoon cross.
There you go.
Chefs are big at that, by the way. Chefs love getting tattoos that are like chef-related tattoos, like butcher blocks and, cleavers and stuff like that. Sausages that spell their name out.
I want you to get a sausage tattoo.
I want to get that one as well. All right, 407-916-1041. By the way, that is our question of the day. If you're listening, you want to kind of chime in, you can do that on our YouTube page, or you can go to our Instagram account as well. It's all put up right there. All right, let's take a little break. Back in a second with Brandon Kravitz and sports.
You text us at 77031, and we say it on the air. Sometimes. We might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a crash getting cleared up, slowing down traffic on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Oakland Exchange. Look out for an accident on the ramp from I-4 westbound to Michigan Street. There's a crash getting cleared up where French Avenue meets West 3rd Street. The roadways are getting busy this afternoon, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. June is Men's Health Awareness Month, and that's important. Here's why. Dudes can be a little stubborn when it comes to going to the doctor. They push that off and push it off and push it off. Here's the cool thing with Life Imaging FLA. This scan, you're in there and out of there in no time, and the information that you get can save your life. Man, when you factor in the fact that about 1 in 3 people in the U.S. will die of heart disease, and when you consider that very first symptom could be you dropping dead, you got to get over there and make sure that your heart is in good shape. They can do this for you. They'll tell you what your calcium score is. You want it to be as low as possible. I am 1. My wife has a 1. My in-laws have 1s. And the great thing is if you don't have a 1, which is the best score, you can take that information to a primary care doctor, and that way you guys build a plan to get your health good. Great for that matter. And the good thing is when you do this, it really is so fast. Like I said, no dyes or injections. The entire process only takes a few minutes. So get over there and get this free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And while you're there, please ask about their cancer screening as well. Here's how you make your appointment. Simply pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, and say the keyword free heart scan. That's it. Pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. They will connect you in seconds. Make that call today and make this the year you take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo!
Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed tomorrow morning
at 8.
The NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about. Your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are 2 very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call Trajan today, 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Ray Trunley here. Life is uncertain, but finding the right lawyer should not be. TK Law will guide you through divorce with solutions that protect you and your family. Find solutions with TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone, because nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. Increasing your testosterone will give you more energy. I know. It'll help you build muscle mass. It'll help you sleep better. It improves your mental focus, and it'll boost your sex drive. It's a complete game changer. Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women, Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their experienced medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
There's no substitute for the peace of mind you get with the technology leaders SafeTouch Security, whether you're home or away from home. And right now, for a limited time, SafeTouch is offering 50% off select security packages. Every SafeTouch system comes with 24/7 monitoring, a 45-second response time guarantee, and professional installation. And get ultimate control and convenience with the SafeTouch app. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-2049.
Attention men! Coastline Products is looking for 100 men to try our powerful new topical formula for male enhancement. So far, the feedback has been amazing. With Knox 47, it's male performance on demand that works in 47 seconds or less, satisfaction guaranteed. For the first 100 men, we're giving away a free bottle, totally discreet. Just looking for feedback. Call now to get your free bottle.
Call 800-417-0390. That's 800-417-0390. 800-417-0390.
Again, Coastline Products is looking for 100 men to try our powerful new topical formula for male enhancement. So far, the feedback has been amazing. With Knox 47, it's male performance on demand that works in 47 seconds or less, satisfaction guaranteed. For the first 100 men, we're giving away a free bottle, totally discreet. Just looking for feedback. Call now to get your free bottle.
Call 800-417-0390. That's 800-417-0390. 800-417-0390.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the man who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. Visit ReeseWindows.com.
Radio 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Ross coming back on Tuesdays and Thursdays is the best news I could have received in such a long time. I'm so excited.
Agreed.
So are we.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. If you did miss the announcement, Ross will join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays now, not just Thursdays. Tuesdays, courtesy of our friend Mo DeWitt, attorney here in town.
Thank you, Mo.
Thanks, Mo. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated, for sure. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday around this time, we invite our good friend Brandon Kravitz to drop by. He does sports every day over at 96.9 The Game. Joins us for a few minutes on Tuesdays. Good and loud for our buddy Brandon Kravitz.
Yay! Woohoo!
BK, what's up, buddy?
Rock on.
Weird day for me, as I explained on my show earlier today. Big opportunity this afternoon. I was the co-host on the show called Prop Points, which is on VSiN, the sports betting network. It's a TV show. So I made my official TV debut today, 2 to 3 p.m.
Wearing
when
that?
I woke up. Huh?
Were you wearing that?
No.
Oh.
I was wearing a collared shirt, but I had to change because I've been sweating through everything because I woke up with a fever this morning. So, yeah. So I've been battling through that. I didn't want to miss the show today. We've got the NBA Finals set, and I've got a vacation coming up, so I don't want to be away from the listeners that often. And then the opportunity of a lifetime could probably be a little dramatic, but still a great opportunity to be on a sports betting network. You know how much I have taken the dive into that space. And so this was a big opportunity, and I wasn't going to miss it for anything, but I'm delirious right now. So if I start talking about pink elephants or something midway through the segment, that's why.
Are you robo-tripping, dude? You got about a bottle and a half of good Robitussin in you?
Oh, my God.
Just feeling
I've
it
done all of my prep in the dark in my bedroom on my cell phone today.
Wow,
That's
man.
One of those days.
Well, I hope you feel better, buddy. You did not have to call today, but I do appreciate your commitment to the bit.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Very
I love
nice.
talking sports with you guys.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about what is going to be probably the lowest rated NBA Finals in the last, let's say, 15 years.
We can let's eliminate the COVID year because that was a weird set of circumstances. The average viewership for that one, it was a 4.0 rating, average of 7.45 million viewers, which is the lowest that we've seen in a long time. But you had those when we had LeBron James taking on the Golden State Warriors for a couple of years. People really got into that. That was kind of the height in terms of the recent era of the NBA. They were inching closer and sometimes surpassing 20 million viewers. And now we have Oklahoma City and the Indiana Pacers. So not only do you have that, this is a middle of America NBA Finals, but this should not really be a close series. It's awesome what the Pacers have done. They're a really fun team. I hope that I'm wrong about this because I think if the Pacers are able to put it to Oklahoma City, if you like basketball, you're going to love this series. And I'm going to spend most of my time not trashing it because I'm pretty excited to watch this. I'm going to try and sell this to your audience. You're not wrong, by the way. I wanted to start with that this is going to be a very lowly rated NBA Finals. But if you love basketball, you should absolutely love this. You have two teams that built the right way through drafting, through trades. They don't have me superstars. These are not super teams. These are two teams that built very intelligently. They rely on depth. Indiana is one of the most fun offenses that you can watch. And if you like watching a team play some team defense, egoless defense, the Oklahoma City Thunder are as good as they come. This is as good a defense as that we have seen in the NBA for a team that's not lost offensively. Like, unfortunately, we see with our Orlando Magic when they take the court for right now. This team is as good in terms of the stats as the 1996 Chicago Bulls.
Wow.
So this is a real basketball team. They have the NBA MVP and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You just don't have a lot of household names for people that are not dialed into the NBA. And then to add on top of it, Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner have been kicked out of the playoffs.
Well, not to mention it's from teams that don't get a lot of television coverage as well in big markets. You're not really watching that. And, of course, when you watch OKC, it seems like every other night hang, 140 points on their opponents. You wonder how long Indiana's going to do that. But you kind of want it to be close off rip. But, I mean, if it comes out and OKC does that thing and they hang 130 or 40 points on this team and beat them by like 25 or 30, it could really spell a kind of a bad week for the NBA. But hopefully it'll be good.
Sure. Well, and you're right about not a lot of TV time. I saw this crazy stat over the weekend that OKC and Indiana had been on prime time. They've been the featured team collectively 39 times this year, which is the exact same number as the LA Lakers.
Right, yeah. Yep.
That's where we're at in terms of exposure.
But you said
it's Indiana. This is Indianapolis and Oklahoma City.
Yeah, but you said
these are not sexy markets.
You said it best. I mean, it's team. Even with Denver, though, it's teams that didn't have. I mean, Denver has
Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic. But I mean, you don't have a name that kind of rolls off the tongue for either one of these teams. They're just really good basketball teams, but that doesn't mean they're really watchable basketball teams to most of America.
Well, this is where I just wish that fans would come around and look at this league the same way that they look at the NFL. Does anybody care if it was the Packers and the Jags in the Super Bowl? Nobody would shy away and go, I'm not watching this year. Those are two boring markets. No one cares.
Yeah. But it's not like that. I mean, because you're playing 17 games as opposed to 82 games. So it's just a completely different machine altogether. But, so we'll see how that goes. When's the first game, by the way, Bub?
Thursday night.
All right,
so
very
we got
good.
a nice little break here.
All right, let's move on to Orlando City. It's weird. They went like what seemed to be like 3 or 4 or 5 weeks without losing, and now they've dropped 2 in a row. I mean, again, it's nothing to panic over, but, when you had a good run like that, it's eventually got to come to an end.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're just seeing this team kind of regress back to what they really are. This last loss, like while they do compound each other because you have back-to-back L's, there was a set of circumstances that I think led to the loss here. Orlando City dropped their second after not losing for about 2 months, as you mentioned. Chicago had a full week of rest before this match. Orlando City was on short rest, and they were without their head coach. The Lions played without Oscar Pereira paroling the sidelines. What's that worth? I don't know, but I know that that's more bad than it is good. He was sent off in the match against Atlanta on Wednesday, had his appeal denied, and then had to serve that suspension. But it was just really off rip. It was all Chicago. They scored on their first shot of the match, and Orlando City just couldn't catch up from there.
Yeah, I was at both those games, and it was not pretty.
You shouldn't travel with them anymore, buddy.
Okay.
No,
you might be right.
They seem gassed a little bit. They've been on the road, been working a lot. They've won a lot. I mean, that takes it out of you a little bit, man. I mean, you can only keep that pace up for so long.
Yeah, they got a break now because of the international play, but you kind of want to go into a break on a high note, and Saturday night was not it.
No. And that was a weird loss. The Saturday night loss was a really odd loss.
Oh, that first goal right there was.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. All right, let's move on to, and I don't even have an idea of what you're doing here. Like, what do you mean by that the Magic is rebranding? What is that?
So there are some pretty strong rumors out there that the Orlando Magic are going to rebrand their logo and jerseys. And I believe that information is going to become public tomorrow. I was sent an invite to RSVP to an event on Church Street. Hopefully I am closer to 100% tomorrow so that I can be there pushing this out on social media. But I can't see why else they would invite media. I don't know who else is invited to this, but I assume if I was, then other media members that cover the Magic on a day-to-day basis were also invited to this. It's before the NBA draft. The NBA draft is a couple of weeks away. It would make sense if you're going to have your new draftee don the hat of your team, why not use that as an opportunity to sell your new stuff? So I don't know what the rebrand is going to look like. There are fans that have put together mock-ups on Reddit and Twitter and all of that, but that's all that is. I don't have any inside information on what it's going to look like, but I think if you just want to use a smidge of common sense, I would expect some more bold pinstripes in the logo or the jersey rather. And people just absolutely love those jerseys from the 90s. I think they're going to try and put a new spin on that, but that's just my personal opinion.
Same colors, nothing like that's crazy changing, right? I mean, it's all the same idea, how the fonts and all that stuff is just maybe doing a little bit of tweaking.
Yeah, they're not going to change from blue and black. I think that would be met with not such a great round of applause.
All right, yeah. And I'll tell you, we're going to do something we never do. We are going to put hockey in the Sportscast.
Yay!
Hockey in the Sportscast.
No
Florida
way.
Panthers back in the Stanley Cup for the third straight year.
Yep. And they won it last year. You just never know what you're going to get from hockey. It's a rematch of last year between the Oilers and the Florida Panthers. But this was far from an expectation that these were going to be the two teams that we saw. The Panthers, by the way, this is a really fun story. They have learned to be superstitious. Last year was the first year that they had made the Stanley Cup final where they didn't touch the Eastern Conference trophy after punching their ticket to the Stanley Cup final. They had made it 3 prior times before last year. And that was the first year that they didn't touch the trophy. It was also the first time they'd ever won Lord Stanley's Cup. So guess what? They didn't touch this time.
Yeah, the Eastern Conference.
The Eastern Conference trophy.
Yeah. Crazy.
And last year, Edmonton did touch the Western Conference trophy. So if you were coming to this show for an elite hardcore hockey breakdown, you just got one.
This will give you a betting edge because both teams did not touch their conference trophies.
Both of them did not, and the odds makers don't know what to do with this one. It's like -115 for the Panthers, -105 for the Edmonton Oilers. It just depends on what you like. The Panthers are the better team, top to bottom. When they win by a lot. They tend to roll teams. But Edmonton has the stars. They have Connor McDavid, they have Leon Draisaitl. These guys are the best of the best in the hockey world. So you want the team, you want the stars, you want Canada, which hasn't picked up a hockey championship since 1993, Jim.
Which is crazy.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. The state of Florida's in this thing every year. Canada
Six
can't
straight
figure it out.
years a Florida team.
Yeah,
this is unbelievable.
That is pretty wild.
Yeah, but nobody from Canada.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, I would assume that the Florida Panthers have plenty of Canadians, but
yes, they do, I'm sure.
But still, it's odd. I grew up down in South Florida. I can tell you that unless they're winning, nobody cares about that team.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny because you were saying it says that the Rays are having a hard time even drawing attendance to this smaller field. And this,
I am so disappointed. I thought for sure when they moved to this outdoor stadium on the Tampa side, by the way, which is what people over there had been clamoring for. Well, we would go to the games if you just put it on the other side of the bridge. Well, there you go, honey. It's right there. Where are you? Well, they had a season low of attendance. This was back on May 28th. Season low, 8,372 people. In 37 games.
Do you think maybe because it doesn't...
They hadn't sold out.
Do you think because maybe it doesn't feel like a big league game and people don't feel like they're getting a big league experience, although the players are big league, the stadium doesn't really live it up to it? Do you think that's what's happening? Because this really is helping the Orlando's argument to get this team over here. Although, obviously they're not going to release the team, but this certainly does make a much better case for it if they can't even fill up a minor league stadium.
Absolutely. The fans are telling you, we don't want to go. I don't care if it feels big time, small time. This is your team. And and all you're doing is asking 11,000 people to show up. The capacity is not big.
I mean,
if this is a densely populated market and they are telling you, those fans are screaming it with their actions. We don't care about this stupid baseball team. And it's not like they haven't been good over the years. There's really no excuse for this. And the excuse that used to exist was, well, the Trop is old and it's over the bridge. That Steinbrenner Field is a very nice place to catch a baseball game. It's outside. Now people go, well, it's hot. Well, duh. I mean, and hate to break it to you, it ain't getting any colder.
The boys of summer. It says it right there in the title.
My God.
Yeah, I mean,
bring that team over to Orlando. We will support this baseball
team. Could you imagine if those guys were playing at Rollins Field over there for a while? I mean, it would be standing room only. There's no question. If they were playing that at Tinker when it was still here, it would be standing room only.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, when the Twins played at Tinker Field down by the Camping World, when it was there right beside the field, my dad had season tickets for a while. We'd go down there, and there would be nothing for a Wednesday night game on preseason for the Twins to have it completely sold out. Like, I mean, completely packed.
Rays are just waiting on Wander Franco to come back.
Yeah. The funny thing is, why do we even worry about the Dreamers? Why don't we just take the Orlando Rays? That sounds better than any of it. I mean, it could be Sun Rays, too.
Well, I did hear that we're not going to call it this. They're not calling us the Dreamers.
They're not.
That's just the name of the group.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
My biggest pet peeve with this whole conversation is what you just did, Jim.
I'm sorry.
Who cares what it's called? Just get the team here.
Oh, man, no.
Who cares?
I care.
It doesn't even exist yet. People are like, well, you got to change the name. Change the name of what? There's no team here. This is bizarre.
All right, let's move on to the most dominant.
It's like saying I don't like the name of my dog and go, you don't have a dog. What are you talking about?
Let's talk about the most dominant athlete on the planet right now.
Shohei Ohtani?
No.
Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler, my friend. Scotty Scheffler.
And he took a shot at Liv after the Memorial, which I love. He said, that's what I love. I love being able to play on the PGA Tour. I love being able to compete against the best in the world on great courses like this. And if he's not dunking on the live guys, I don't know what he's
doing.
And
he is. You know what? And you bring up something I did want to talk about with you, and I find this interesting. So in the Tiger era and in a number of eras of golf, there have been people who have broken records. And at all times, people will go, well, you didn't play against this guy or you didn't play against that guy, or yeah, he's got all these records. But is Scheffler going to have to deal with golf fans and Asterix fans who basically say, yeah, that sounds great, but Brooks Koepka wasn't in there. John Rahm wasn't in there. Cam Smith wasn't in there. Bryson DeChambeau wasn't there. So, you're winning crazy, but the problem is 5 of the best players in the world aren't playing against you right now in those tournaments. Does that pad that? Do you think that at all? I mean, he's still to be an odds-on favorite in professional golf is one of the rarest things in all of sports. And I've only known of 2 other people who had this, and that would be Greg Norman and Tiger Woods are the only people that were odds-on favorites against 150 of the best players in the world at all times.
Yeah. Right. And it's like, who would you rather take, the field?
Right, yeah,
or
yeah.
Scotty Scheffler? I remember that was...
I'll take Scheffler every day of the week. I mean, Jordan Spieth said it best afterwards. He goes look, nobody's controlling their club face better. Nobody knows where the golf ball is going better than Scotty Scheffler right now. I'll tell you, that round he played at Memorial was kind of it was he shot 2 under that day? The last day, I think he shot 70. Man, it couldn't have been more technically perfect golf. I mean, he did exactly what he told the field to come get him because he knew they couldn't. And then he goes out and shoots 70 and wins.
And wins by 4.
Yeah.
It's not even like he had to eke out a win.
No.
Absolutely incredible. And I take nothing away from what he's done because he beats these guys in majors too.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a couple of those where he's gone head to head with those golfers. So to me, no asterisk. He is as good as advertised.
My son hates him, and he hates him because of how boring he is.
Oh, he's so boring.
And the funny thing is if you've ever played with a really good player, it is kind of boring. Not everybody can be Jordan Spieth where he hit it all over the golf course and still shoot 68 that day because you get up and down from everywhere. That's kind of fun to watch, but it also is exhausting. Watching Scheffler play is like just watching a saltine get stale. It's just boring. But, I mean, he does exactly what he's supposed to do every single time. That's kind of boring.
When your best attribute is you're the most consistent person at whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
It's not, it's hard to sell records with that.
Yeah. But he hits it pretty far, hits it far enough or whatever. He doesn't take a lot of big chances, but he just hits a lot of super consistent shots and he's there every single week. I mean, even, if I check the leaderboard on Thursday and I see the leaders at 7 under and Scotty shot like 2 that day, he's in the hunt. I mean, if he makes the cut, he's in the hunt,
And where he is in the world golf ranking, he has now separated himself so far from number 2. It's a gap that we have not seen since peak Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
So what we're seeing right now truly is unique. I try and get over the fact that he's boring just because I appreciate greatness and I love watching this guy play every weekend.
Yeah, and there's no reason you shouldn't. I mean, he is literally a walking golf clinic with the worst possible swing that you could do it with ever. But that's the irony about it is just how goofy his golf swing is, but how good he is at applying it.
Yeah, for
Good,
sure.
buddy.
Well, I lean on you for those.
Very
that
nice.
Sort of analysis.
Yeah.
But
Well,
sounds
buddy,
good to me.
we hope you feel better, and congratulations on your new gig this afternoon. Your new appearance on television. We appreciate that.
Look at that. This mug.
Look at him. All right.
We're going to get famous,
Good
Jim.
loud for Brandon, guys.
Yay! And his fever.
All right, yeah, Robitussin. Robo-trip all day long. That's all I want you to do.
This is a fever dream.
Yeah, it's a fever dream.
After my show today, we're going hog wild on some Tussin.
Very nice. All right, we'll see you, buddy.
Have fun.
Take care.
See you guys.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Sometimes I give too much. I'm sure people get sick of me. Moron on Facebook
I've
again.
heard that about Russ Rollins. He's a giver.
I am a giver.
Not a taker.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast on this Monday. And today does feature seasonable high temperatures along with the return of some scattered showers and storms this afternoon. Highs today will be right around 90 degrees in Orlando with about a 40 to 50% chance of rain. Best chances of rain will be taking place along in south and east of the I-4 corridor. A couple of isolated strong storms can't be ruled out either, with gusty winds and hail being the main impacts. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected when it matters most. Be prepared with Rapid Radio's walkie-talkies. With instant push-to-talk and LTE nationwide coverage, you can reach family and friends in any emergency. 100% private, no contracts, no hassle.
Stay safe. Order now at rapidradios.com.
Hey, everybody, tired of your glasses or contact lenses? Maybe, just maybe, it's time for a change. Well, the Filatowski Eye Institute is now offering free LASIK exams and $500 off each eye. That's right. Clear vision and up to $1,000 in savings just in time for sunshine, road trips, and, of course, poolside selfies. Call now, 800-EYE-EXAM. That's 800-EYE-EXAM. Or visit them online at Filatowskieye.com. Take that first step toward clear, confident vision before this offer ends. Call 800-EYE-EXAM. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute. Trusted, local, life-changing.
At Racetrack, you'll find everything you need to get through the day ahead.
The morning hits hard when you get up early. You're obviously tired and looking surly.
Grab some made-in-store breakfast, freshly ground coffee, ice-cold drinks, delicious hot food, and snacks all in one stop.
The day is long and can feel like a grind, but you'll get fully stocked and everything will be fine.
Racetrack is here to keep you going.
An all-day haul to get you through.
Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
It's more than just a fence. It protects your future gardener.
Mom, look at my tomato.
Wow. Your future Olympian. And your future best in show. Get your free quote today for all the future brings at fenceoutlet.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance company. And never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Focus on getting better and let us take care of everything else. Our experienced team will get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite, life-changing dentistry.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis Restoration is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
Do you love your kids? Send them to Crush Yard Summer Camp, where every day is packed with pickleball, ping pong, arcade games, crafts, cornhole, and more. It's active, creative, and tons of fun. Plus, lunch is included. More than just a camp, it's a summer full of new friends, confidence building, and unforgettable memories. With flexible scheduling and affordable pricing, it's easy to plan your summer your way. Spots are filling fast. Sign up now at crushyard.com/camps.
Are you tired of your glasses or contact lenses? Maybe it's time for a change. For a limited time, the Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK exams and $500 off each eye. That's right, clear vision and up to $1,000 in savings just in time for sunshine, road trips, and poolside selfies. Call now, 800-EYE-EXAM. That's 800-EYE-EXAM. Or visit them online at Filatowskieye.com. Take that first step toward clear, confident vision before this offer ends. Call 800-EYE-EXAM. The Filatowski Eye Institute. Trusted, local, life-changing.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hello, I need a new electrical outlet.
We are learning about pickleball today.
Okay.
Isn't that a funny name?
What about my electrical?
Pickleball.
I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, it's like miniature tennis.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you need electrical work in your home, you need a trustworthy electrician who can clearly explain how to solve any dilemma. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
New Year's resolution is to sell your home? Get a guaranteed cash offer today at thenicklygroup.com.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Speaking of tattoos, I don't have any. I am 38 and I don't need any. As an author, I have a few people that have my quotes tattooed on their body, which is pretty cool. And speaking of regrets, my mom is the only female on her side of the family that never got at least one gold tooth. Like all of the aunts and cousins got gold teeth at some point. I mean, what you expect? They was born and raised in Sanford.
That's great. You gotta tell us about your book.
Jimmy, I got your perfect tattoo. Get a spatula on your chest off to the side and have it scooping up your nipple like it's gonna flip an egg. Perfect.
Like have a spatula flipping my nipple as an egg.
guess.
Yeah.
Somebody else had suggested having a squirrel tattoo on one leg, running up into your shorts, and then a squirrel running down the opposite leg with a nut in his hand.
Also had many iterations of catfish tattoos.
Really, why? I don't.
I actually,
understand that.
what I should do is get myself after that last read for the Philatoasties. That's what I should do. You know, the Philatoasty Clinic, the one that's been with us for so long, that deserves the respect of having their name said properly during their ad that they pay me for.
I'd like to make a Philatoasty.
Yeah.
Hi, go get your eyes fixed at Philatoasty.
They have a new website.
He's only been on the station 20 years.
40,000 years. They have a new website that I'm not used to seeing yet in the spots. And it's it's philatoskii.com. I've never said that in my entire life, ever. And I looked down at it, and it's all put together like a website, and I went, toastita. So it's philatoskii.com. There you go. Philatoskii.
Philatoskii.com.
Not Philatoast me. Yeah, none of that. That'll be good.
A toasty.
I just got my eyes done by Philatoasty.
I can see you.
I'm going to toast for 2020, not the year of the vision. You guys pay attention to expiration dates on your food? Are you one of those people that really go? Because there's two people. This is one of those areas in life where there's no gray area. Either you buy it or you don't. And we have two different people in our household. I do not buy it. My wife is the day before, throw it into a pit and set it on fire. And I'm not joking. I've seen her take half a gallon of milk out of the fridge because it was one day past, not smell it or anything, pour it right down the drain. It's past the thing. It's got to go.
No. That's just marketing. Like that whole every 3,500 miles, you got to get your oil changed. That's just marketing.
Especially when the oil company's bragging that it'll go 10,000 miles. And the manufacturer of the car is going every 25 miles. You need to get a $175 oil change, or your car's going to catch on fire and blow up.
I'll look at the date, but I've had stuff with food and medicine. I mean, medicine, I'm good for like 6 or 7 years after the date. With food, usually a few weeks or so.
Is it a few weeks?
It depends on the food.
It depends on the
food.
food.
And if you can't tell, like, man, we
Smell
don't
is
need
everything.
enough salad to go through all the salad dressing in our house. And it'll get to a point, they'll all have to be thrown out. And then guess what? Someone's buying them again.
Yeah.
And there's going to be another half dozen of them, one of every flavor, and we don't eat them.
What is the oldest thing in your fridge right now?
It's probably a salad dressing that expired in November.
I have a bottle of Worcestershire sauce in my house that doesn't even have the label on it anymore.
Oh.
It's so old.
So I don't think does that go bad? I don't even know.
I don't think so. I can't tell you the label's gone.
It's definitely something in the door of the refrigerator.
Always.
Soy sauce is basically infinite, right?
Yeah.
There's so much salt in it. Nothing could grow bad in soy sauce. Soy sauce is fine. Fine, I tell you. Just like cheese. I'm joking.
I'm a sniffer.
So these are some of the myths, right? And by the way, I'm going to get to that because I'm that guy too. But there's a warning there. One of the myths is that all food should be thrown away as soon as the printed date passes. Of course, we know that is
false.
False. It's trash. That's right. Many people interpret food dates to be about the safety of food. It's not. But for the mass majority of foods, those dates are really about just quality of food.
Oh, freshness.
That's right, yeah. So what happens after the printed date, they say? Well, if you wait long enough, most perishable goods will spoil, and most shelf-stable goods will physically degrade. It could take a very long time, though. I mean, when you talk about canned goods, I mean, we had green beans in our cabinet from a couple houses ago that made the move.
From the Carter administration?
And as we're putting them in, it's like, this is from, I think the expiration date was like 2017. It was like 2022. And we're like, we just kind of laughed. There were even little rusty spots on the top of the can.
Right.
But it didn't rust through, obviously. And we opened it up. We were kind of curious. You're like, is this going to be bad? And we opened it up. Nothing wrong with it. Like perfectly fine. Like nothing ever happened.
Well, good.
But it says, but some of that can be bad depending on what is made in the food. Like if there's certain oils in the food, they can go rancid and make the food bad. So you have to really kind of pay attention to what exactly it is. Canned goods, as a rule, are going to be pretty good for a while after that. And they're not even saying expire date. Now they use different language. Obviously, it's called
Best Buy.
Best Buy date?
Yeah, Best Buy. In other words, if you eat this, you're going to get maximum flavor and everything if you eat it by this date. That doesn't mean it's not good. It just means that's when you're looking for the optimum quality, eat it by that date.
Aha.
It says, in most cases, you can inspect, sniff, and where reasonable, taste the food past its preordained shelf life to determine whether or not it's good for you. But it says here, you can always rely on your senses when assessing food past its date. Now, this is the method I use. When it comes to stuff like, milk and things like that, I mean, just take the cap off, take a snoot. I mean, you can smell it immediately, even a little bit. My wife has a super sensitive nose, so she can smell it bad. Like, I will use milk even if it's on the beginning of that whole thing.
Once I shake it up, give it a sniff. Shake it up, give it another sniff. If it's starting to smell sour after I've shaken it and everything, then I'm like, no, we can't. We're not doing the stomach
ache. And the thing is, I don't even mind if it smells a little bit there. I got to taste it. And when I taste it, if it tastes even creamier because it's a little sour, score.
No. If the smell is off, then we're done.
Oh, no. I'm taking a sip still. Yeah, dude, I'm taking a sip.
Talking about milk then.
Oh, yeah. Talking about milk. Yeah. Goes right into the old coffee or wherever, right into the cereal. The sugar from the cereal will kill everything, Jack. I don't know if you know that. That's exactly what happens.
Including your insides.
Some moist food served straight from the fridge can be most dangerous because the bacteria over time can grow to infectious levels even under refrigeration. Do you know who this really affects? And I didn't know this.
Pregnant women?
Pregnant women is the answer. And they tell you, man, if you're pregnant out there, do not even come close to eating any any sliced deli meats that are past the expiration dates, because that can get a certain kind of bacteria that is extremely dangerous to the fetus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Deli meats, that's something where you have to pay attention to the date, but you can usually smell it or feel it.
I was about to say it.
Slime.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's that slime. That's what you know.
that?
You pick that ham up, and the ham's like, whoa, where'd you go?
Exactly.
It's doing you a favor by slipping through your fingers.
What are you telling me, Mr. Ham? Turkey tells you straight up. You smell turkey, and I don't F with turkey. I don't F with no turkey.
Turkey,
if turkey
pork,
is even a tiny bit off, that S is gone. I'm not even coming. Ham, though, cured, got a little bit more life. That turkey, though.
That roast beef, though, it's like, I'm like, damn, it's so expensive. I'll just hold my nose.
I'll eat it like a pirate. This lady, Kathy Glass, who is a retired associate director at the Food Research Institute in Wisconsin at Madison, says she respects the use-by dates and other storage dates and stuff, but many manufacturers have researched spoilage versus safety to determine those dates. And on those cold-kept products, she said the use-by dates signals. They've done their studies to demonstrate that they kind of know.
Right.
And I've had milk that goes bad before, and milk that has lasted way past. So
yeah, same here.
It's all based on that thing. And then one of the other ones here is that it says that you can't donate food that's past its expiration date to food banks. That is also not true.
Yeah, no, they will take it.
They will take it AF.
Yes, they will.
So if you
especially now.
Right. And so what I'm saying is if you're freaked out by this and you roll through your pantry and you have some things that don't meet the expiration dates and you kind of have a bit of a phobia about that, whether it be a box food or like stovetop stuffing or some kind of, mac and cheese or any of your canned goods, do not throw it out, donate it. They'll make that decision. I'm sure they have some parameters that they do.
They're a month too late. The letter carrier food drive was, it's always the beginning of May.
100%, but they will always take your donation.
We always use like that to say, all right, let's clean out that pantry.
Oh, yeah. For sure, man. You want to get that thing clean. You don't want that stuff hanging around. I have a can of artichoke hearts in my house. I'm virtually certain has been there since Baldwin Park. That would be 6 years ago. 5 years ago, 3 years ago.
Fire it up and see how they taste.
Wait, let's count the houses.
Right, exactly.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, carry the 6. Yeah, it's 3 years ago. All right, 407-916-1041. Insurance companies are doing something very interesting. And I bet
raising prices?
I bet you're probably not going to like it. I'll tell you what it is next.
Ooh.
Download the all-new iHeartRadio app, make Real Radio 104.1 number one on your presets, and you could win free stuff at upcoming events.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Emergency crews have moved that accident off to the shoulder now on I-4 eastbound before State Road 429. There's a crash on Florida's Turnpike, slowing down traffic southbound near Hancock Road. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways this afternoon. The roadways are getting busy, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores.
People always say, Ryan, why don't you take it easy? Relax a little bit. Well, that's what the Staples Easy button is for. Just press it for quality products, friendly experts, and services like print, travel, or shipping, because we can't do it all. All right, guys? Thanks, Staples. That was easy.
And let me tell you, Eustace Roofing has you covered this summer when it comes to getting you a roof that you can really rely on. And there's nothing in the world that's worse than going into the hurricane season knowing that your roof could give up the ghost. If you get with Eustace Roofing, they can help you with that. Remember, they cover all of Central Florida. They do have no interest financing, and they've been in business since 1951. Or 59. 65 years here in Central Florida, making sure that you and your family are nice and safe. In 2021, they were the National Roofing Company of the Year. 4.9 Google rating with over 1,000 reviews. You simply can't beat these guys. And they may be able to satisfy your insurance carrier by either cleaning or rejuvenating your roof, adding years to it. Just give these guys a call and get that free estimate. It's EustaceRoofing.com. That's right. Contact your trusted roofing advisor at EustaceRoofing.com.
The Real Radio Summer of Laughs continues with the Real Comedy Mount Dora Summer Night Series. Get ready for a night of nonstop laughs Saturday, June 14th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Starring Orlando local award-winning comedian and 5-star Defensive Player of the Year, Ross Padgett. This evening of comedy will also be featuring Kevin Dean and Joel Warren and will be hosted by the one and only Angel of Boom from the Monsters in the Morning. Saturday, June 14th at the Mount Dora Music Hall. Sponsored by Discover Lake County. Doors open at 7, show at 8. Get your tickets today at realradio.fm/comedy.
The NBC Nightly News.
Legacy isn't handed down.
For NBC News, I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there for us.
Firefighters are still working around the clock.
As the world changes, we look for what endures.
We are coming on the air with breaking news right now.
We look for a constant. And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
Ready to order?
Yes.
We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Future health weight loss.
Ozempic, but better? It's called Zepbound and is now available from Future Health. Ozempic, but even better results. Go to futurehealth.com to get access to the best price on the market for Zepbound for only $3 a day. No insurance needed. Visit futurehealth.com. Future without the E to start losing weight this week.
Future health weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
The official drink of summer is here. Eye Candy Energy Drink. 3 delicious flavors, original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Taste the sweet life at iCandyEnergyDrink.com.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
There's no substitute for the peace of mind you get with the technology leaders SafeTouch Security, whether you're home or away from home. And right now, for a limited time, SafeTouch is offering 50% off select security packages. Every SafeTouch system comes with 24/7 monitoring, a 45-second response time guarantee, and professional installation. And get ultimate control and convenience with the SafeTouch app. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-2049.
Are you shopping for hurricane impact windows? Get your free quote now, reeswindows.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
What do you do, Jim Jams? I am covered in dumb tattoos. I've got a monkey skull on my wrist. I've got the classic mom-dad heart on my bicep. I've got Bessie the cheesehead cow somewhere on me. I don't remember. I got Batman on one leg, Deadpool on the other.
Nice.
Would I ever cover any of them up? No, because everyone has a story of how dumb I was when I was a teenager.
So a buddy of mine, his girlfriend wanted him to get her name tattooed on his arm. He didn't want to, but he said that he would get a blank banner tattooed on his arm and write her name in every day that they were still together.
I'll put it in there with Sharpie, honey.
Exactly.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that. I hope you had a really good day at work. Just keep us tuned in. We got you all the way to your driveway.
We got you.
I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Deb just showed me this thing. We'll get to the insurance thing here in 1 second. Deb, did you see what Ukraine did to attack those bombers in Russia? Did you see the total gangster move they made?
I don't know how they did. I know what I heard was they snuck in drones because they went pretty far.
1,000 miles, I believe,
east.
into the country.
Russia's big.
Yeah, very big. And apparently what they did is they staged these drones in like a compartment that they mounted on top of tractor trailers. And when they got to their destination, they could remotely open the doors and release these drones.
What they did was they used wooden mobile cabins. The drones were hidden under the roofs of the cabins, which were later mounted on trucks. At the signal, the roofs opened remotely. Dozens of drones launched directly from the truck, striking strategic bomber aircraft.
Yeah, and these are bombers they can't build again.
Oh,
so this is bombers. Like I guess their manufacturing facilities are done, so they can't get them. Man, that's so gangster, you know. And I think that's the deepest strike Ukraine has had into Russian territory because you know they you know obviously they don't have the missiles, or one of the things was you can't have those long range missiles going in because that was a big. I guess that was one of the pre-agreements. So hey, we're not going to use these long range missiles. That we would supply them.
What's interesting is that the peace talks continued despite this surprise drone attack. Ukraine and Russia are still, at last word, still sitting at the table trying to hash out a ceasefire.
That's a pretty good Trojan horse, though.
Isn't that? That's just in the roofs
gangster.
of cabins.
That's pretty gangster.
And then the roofs just automatically open, and all these killer drones come out.
Unbelievable. Hey, what's that?
Exactly.
Uh-oh. All right. So, you guys are all caught up in your homeowners insurance? Everything good? You know, you got a good company you work with? Everything fine?
Knock on wood, baby.
Just don't ever want to have to call them ever again.
Now, I've not
for anything.
I've driven by your house. I don't remember the layout of your property when it comes to trees and stuff.
She likes it that way.
Jack's house, I know, and then my house has two relatively big oak trees kind of near it as well. So insurance company, I bet if you were to if I remember this right, if you were to stretch like a measuring tape around that thing, it would have to be 15 feet around, right?
Oh, no,
Buddy.
no.
Buddy.
No. It's not that big.
It's pretty darn big, Jack. It
is not that big.
You can't put your arms all the way around that, can you? Can you really?
Yes, I can. It's not that big. I have 2 live oaks in the backyard, yes.
So what they're doing is, obviously by my tree, Joe, what they're doing is they're sending drones over your house now. And they're finding out, and they're deciding whether or not to cancel your policy on whether or not you have proper tree trimmage over your house. And look, I'll tell you how crazy it is. According to the story, this is actually it's come from it's an aggregator site. It came from CBS News from a company called Cut.org, and basically what it is that insurance companies, this is a tree company, but insurance companies have been flying drones over people's homes and determining whether or not the houses or the trees are trimmed well enough, and then they're canceling their policies based on that.
Wow, but it's now legal in Florida to shoot down drones, right?
Is it? This is in Texas, by the way.
Oh, good.
And so they had no idea the company had insured her home against wildfires, hailstorms, and high winds, was also spying on her. Then she gets an email. She says Travelers Insurance emailed her to say the company would not renew her policy that she's had on her home in Austin for more than a decade. And they said that they flew a drone over her house and trees had edged too close to her roof, endangering the home. They attached 2 photos to the email to prove that they were correct. It said the representative that they got the sky-high images from a third-party company. So they hire a drone company to fly over your house, take the photographs. If you're a client of theirs, then they determine whether or not the trees that are over your home is going to affect your homeowner's insurance. Now, this is only happening in Texas. I haven't seen anything like this happen in Florida yet. But it's Travelers.
Right.
You know, it's Travelers. They're a nationwide company. It's not like, Bob's Insurance out of Tavares. It's a Travelers. And it says they spoke with homeowners industry experts and insurance watchdogs and reviewed hundreds of pages of complaints and state filings, and documents obtained through the public records request confirm that insurance in Texas are using aerial photos taken by satellites and aircraft on top of that to determine whether or not they should continue your policy. You know what the scary part of this is this, and we've talked about this a number of times. Tree trimming.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand and what I've paid in my life, like if I were to have to cut the tree that's over my house now for an insurance policy, it would probably cost me anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000.
That's yeah.
$3,000 to $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that I don't get my $7,000 a year insurance policy canceled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
Someone did ask a good question. Isn't it illegal for them to fly a drone over private property? And somebody else texted that it's a good time to walk around naked in your backyard.
Yeah.
So then you can sue them for taking photos of you.
But they also use satellite images and images from an airplane as well. So they're using.
They can Google Earth it.
Yeah. But the Google Earth thing, it's weird what it does to all the stuff. When you see it, it's got this. It's really
It's
not
blocky.
the tree itself. It's
Yeah.
kind of it's just representative of foliage in that area.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's unclear how many homes are under surveillance. The number could be massive and growing. One aerial imaging technology company commonly used says it has eyes on how much of the country's population. This is a third party that they're using telling them this at Travelers.
30%.
I'll go 52.
99.6% of the country's population is currently under surveillance, according to this company. That they can find out 99% of the people who live in America, they can find you overhead and look at your property based on satellite imaging or from this airplane.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yep, 100%. And it says they can also tell if your roof is too moldy. They can cancel it by satellite image of your roof being moldy. And I guess it could just be moss on your roof. But they theoretically could run you through the gamut of getting another policy because they just can't prove from 4,000 or 8,000 or 27 miles in the air what the satellite image actually looks like.
I wonder why they're loved.
Have you heard, speaking of roofs, that the idea of phasing out asphalt shingles and going with metal roofing
is going to be
in the state of
mandatory?
Florida? Yeah.
I haven't heard it mandatory because it's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
I know we're having Eustace Roofing in on Wednesday to talk about preparing your roof for the hurricane season and things that you can do to kind of make your roof more resilient to some of the bad weather, or some tricks of the trade that you can use to make sure to rejuvenate your roof, or kind of everything you can do to make your roof last as long as possible.
I've heard that too, Jack.
Yeah.
That there's that push because of all the roof damage.
See, I thought, okay, so you invest more into a metal roof and they can last longer, and you figure, would that give you a break on your insurance? And the answer to that is no, because it would cost them more to replace that roof if something happened.
It would be, and I think if your average asphalt roof is like what, $20,000 or whatever it is that what you think it would be, Jack? Something like that? Do you know?
No.
It's like 15, 20 grand or something. I think it's maybe 30% more for the metal, maybe even more than that. I don't know. I know the guys from Eustace, they manufacture them on site. They're one of the only roofing companies in town that do that. But I really don't know. I just know they last longer. I think it's a 50 or 60-year guarantee on them.
I know the last roof I had, it was a 25-year warranty on the asphalt shingles, the architecture type shingles. And it didn't make it that far because the insurance company in Florida, after 15 years, they're allowed to not renew you based on the age of your roof. So mine was 17 years old, and they're like, you need to replace it. I'm like, I really don't. But they're like, no, you really do.
Right, yeah.
And so
Well, they're telling you they really do because they're not going to insure you if not.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. It says some companies rebuff requests to show homeowners aerial photos of their own homes during these complaints, because there are hundreds of complaints that people are like, well, let me see what you got. Show me what you got. Show me the photographs you made this decision on. They wouldn't do it. State Farm says homeowners outside Galveston, they would not renew their policy unless they replaced the roof. The homeowner hired a roofing company only to be told the roof all it needed was a thorough scrubbing. And if you hear during the Eustace spot, we actually say that. You say, they have a way of cleaning your roof that actually may satisfy your insurance carrier so you don't have to replace it. Because what happens in certain areas with a lot of tree overhang, you don't get sunshine, the mold builds up on it and actually eats away at the integrity of the shingle, I believe. Yeah, it says here, I've asked for numerous occasions for the report and drone pictures from underwriting to support their so-called decision, and they won't do it. They said the company has a right to survey a home at any time and is not required to provide inspection reports. That sounds sketchy. So State Farm can just say, well, according to our drone and according to our satellite photos, we're going to throw your insurance policy out. But then you ask them to, well, show me what you're talking about. And they won't do it. They can just say, well, no, I don't have to do that. That's nuts.
Yeah, that is.
All right, 407-916-1041. Again, you can always text us at 770-301. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Traffic slowing down due to an accident blocking the left lane on Florida's Turnpike southbound at Hancock Road. There's a crash getting cleared up off to the shoulder now on I-4 eastbound before State Road 429. There's an accident reported on State Road 408 eastbound at Pine Hills Road. The roadways are getting busy this afternoon, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores.
What up, Mario Lopez here? And you know, I love me a throwback like the Staples Easy button. It's back and bringing more easy than ever. Custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery to over 98% of the U.S. Yeah, Staples, that was easy.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day is posted on our Instagram as well as our YouTube chat. Today it's brought to you by the Home Builders Network. That's Mike, the home builder. I was telling you, I didn't want to have to get a new roof, but when I did, I knew who I was going to call. I went to hbnusa.com. That's the Home Builders Network. Mike has been on this station for over 15 years. He personally has over 36 years of real hands-on experience, and he's put together a team of experts that can help. What do you need done? It may be your roof. Maybe it's new windows or doors. Maybe it's gutters. Maybe more coming. He's got a showroom he's getting ready to open up in the next week or two in Altamont Springs. More on that in a bit. But when it comes time to those big projects around the house that are a little bigger than a little weekend honeydew list, go to the Home Builders Network. Again, online at hbnusa.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo! Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed tomorrow morning
at 8.
Signarama Longwood creates custom signage tailored to your needs with the latest technologies to deliver top-quality signs. Bring your vision to life with Signarama Longwood. Visit Signarama.com/Longwood or call 407-543-3032 for more information.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite, life-changing dentistry.
The NBC Nightly News.
Legacy isn't handed down.
For NBC News, I'm Tom Brokaw.
We'll hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there for us.
Firefighters are still working around the clock. As the world changes, we look for what endures. We are coming on the air with breaking news right now. We look for a constant. And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor. For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas. A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Divorce can feel like a minefield. One wrong step, and your finances, your family, and your future could suffer. Before making a big decision, talk to the attorneys at TK Law. We can help you navigate the legal process, protecting what matters most. With better representation, you get better results. Call TK Law today and take the first step toward a smarter, more secure future. Visit onefirmforlife.com. Offices in Altamont Springs. That's onefirmforlife.com.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Sarah Jessica Parker almost walked away from Sex and the City. She talks about that and a lot more on Are You a Charlotte? Plus, Snoop Dogg spills about his inauguration performance backlash, and trust me, he's got a lot of things to say about it with the Breakfast Club. And Aubrey O'Day, Diddy's former protege, joins Amy Robach and TJ Holmes for exclusive coverage of a trial that's gripping the nation.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Still to come, legal stories and more with Ray Trendley from TK Law. Today at 6:20 on The Jim Colbert Show.
So I just wanted to speak towards the insurance thing. Now, I'm an insurance expert, let's just say, in the state of Florida, and I work for the guy that wears khakis. Yeah,
Okay,
let's just say that.
there you go.
So in the state of Florida, yes, we do use drones. We use them all the time. We'll use it to evaluate the status of your roof, to see if your house needs to be maintained or needs an upgrade of the roof, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But yeah, we definitely do it in Florida. Hey, ZJ, the insurance expert here again. So yes, in regards to what you're saying, can the insurance company come whenever they want to survey their property? Yes, we can. Do we have to give you notice? No, we do not. Do we have to give you the evidence or the reason why we determined to deny your claim? No, we do not. Do we have to give you the evidence on the reason we determined to up your pricing? No, we do not. Do we have to give you the reason why we're canceling your policy? We have to tell you, but we don't have to show you the photographs or the evidence of or even how we got the evidence of why we're canceling. Have a great day.
You shouldn't say that with such
glib.
Yeah, dude. Come on, man. Do you hear what you're saying?
Yeah, no. He was giving you all the information as fast as he could
Yeah, I
with
get
his
that.
30-second time
Sounded
limit.
pretty
but-
happy about that, though, didn't he? That's
Yeah.
kind of wild.
I think
you like that policy? You think it's
no,
fine?
I don't like it.
It's ridiculous.
I'm not
isn't
even
it?
sure EJ or what ZJ likes it.
Two people back to back said the same thing, and they were both in the insurance business. Literally said the same thing. They don't know the other one's calling.
No,
and
I
they
think
said
it was
that-
the same guy.
Was it the same guy? Oh, I thought it was two separate calls. My
Yeah,
apologies.
yeah.
Yeah, because it sounded different, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think that's ridiculous.
Oh,
that'd be ridiculous.
It makes you wonder why would you be a customer?
Well,
what incentive?
Because you have to. The system is set up that you have to. You can't get a mortgage without an insurance policy, and they set the tone for the insurance policy. So you can't buy a house without insurance, and the insurance company doesn't have to tell you anything about your house when they raise your prices, or if they deny your claim, or if they cancel your policy. They have to give you no reason, no information.
Well, no.
Welcome to Florida.
He says they do have to tell you why if they're canceling.
But they don't have to show you.
They don't have to
prove
you.
it. Like, they don't have to prove it.
Yeah.
They can just say, hey, look, we think your roof's too moldy.
So you got to go to another company.
Yeah, because there's tons of them.
Well, it used to not be a problem.
Right.
This is only the past,
but we're not
5 years?
We're not talking about 5 years ago.
Right.
We're talking about right now. Right now in Florida, your insurance carrier could, from a drone photograph or a satellite photograph, determine that the trees around your house are too close, cancel your policy. You could ask them to see the information they used to cancel your policy, and they could tell you to piss straight off and not give you any information or anything. Just make you go to somewhere else.
It's almost like insurance companies have a lot of pull here.
That is bananas, dude. And look, here's the thing. If you believe in it, you're going to cancel my policy and cost yourself money. Why wouldn't you show it? That's the thing I don't understand. I mean, every policy they lose, theoretically, is money out of their pocket. Why wouldn't they have to show you that information? I mean, do car insurance companies have to do that as well? I guess they could cancel your insurance at any given moment, couldn't they? I mean, they don't really have to have a reason, do they? So I don't know. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. I'm Jim. There's Deb. Jack is here as well. I mean, obviously, I bet probably, I know Ray's going to be in a little bit later. I don't know how much he really pays attention to law of that nature here in the state. What?
No, it's just frustrating because there's just there's no advocate for the consumer.
Yeah, you're powerless. You are literally powerless. You have no say. It'd be no different than trying to argue against the power company. What are you going to do?
Hello. That's what our government is for. They are representing the people.
Yeah.
So they are our representatives.
And you know what the people don't have? $400 million or $30 million or $17 million or $20 million, Jack, to give to a lobbyist. That's what they don't have. The people don't have that. State Farm has it. Allstate has it. Travelers has it. The people don't have that. They can donate to PACs they think they're going to do that, but that's not even a guarantee, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah. But what the people do have is the ability to vote.
They do.
And we prove over and over again we will just continue voting the same people back into office. Regardless.
Can I tell you? And the thing is, I don't know that party matters here.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that it matters because money talks to both sides of the aisle the same exact way. They both want the cash, and they'll both take it. Democrats and Republicans will take the money from the insurance lobby to do their bidding in the state that is affected more than almost any other state in this country. Matter of fact, I could almost say 100% with certainty, the most affected state in the country by adverse weather situations. I mean, you could make an argument for the fires because that was one of those
I was going to
things.
say California is...
But not, I mean, they don't have that on a regular, they don't have a fire season, do they?
They actually do.
Do they really?
Yeah, which I only learned a few years ago that as they talked about it growing, that fire season is becoming more intense because everything is more dry.
Right.
However,
and I know that they have tornado season through the Midwest.
As far as home damage, that's an interesting question.
But
do we suffer more home damage?
Have to, buddy.
Than California with the fires.
And by the way, more implied home damage because of the water rising. I mean, again, that's not going to be for years, but it will be happening.
Although the property that was destroyed in California is probably their most expensive. Malibu, LA.
Yeah.
Replacing the cost of their homes would be like 5 or 6 of ours.
Same for us, though. The most expensive homes in this state are coastal, are they not?
Yeah.
I mean, most of them, I should say. Obviously, in Florida, you have a lot of inland because of our weather and golf courses and things of that nature. But I don't know anybody's talking about that. They're talking about $1.5 million condos down in Miami that are 6 inches apart and as far as you can see.
But, on the West Coast, those waterfront homes that are being blown off their foundation is one thing. But as you mentioned, with the flooding, you have, in Seminole County,
rivers,
landlocked counties, where these rivers, this water rises and are just destroying, first floors of homes.
And even with the situation in the Carolinas, and God bless them, man, really, God bless them up there. I mean, still suffering from that. Arkansas, South Carolina, North Carolina, Helene just absolutely did it to them. But that's a one-off for those guys most of the time. That is literally a once-in-a-century happening for those states when it comes to hurricanes in that area of the state. Now, coastally, of course, we know the Carolinas deal with it occasionally, but nothing like us. I mean, they don't have to worry about 6 major hurricanes slapping them in the ass every effing year, and that's what we worry about every year. We have a potential destruction machine headed our way. And I would say even with the fires, God dog it, even with the fires, you can't really, I mean, even though they do have a season, it's not guaranteed. There is no time during the hurricane season in Florida that you're not guaranteed a hurricane. Can you guys even remember a season where we didn't at least get 1 or 2 good ones? I mean, even just rainmakers that cause flooding. It doesn't even have to be the massive destruction that we've seen from other hurricanes with the wind and storm power, just the water. I mean, that's what most of the inland stuff gets crazy. Not only do we get crushed on the coastal side, we get crushed because of the floods that come down the St. John's. Or what was the face you're making?
Oh, no, it's just, and yet they just passed a budget. And they dealt with none of the insurance issues.
Yeah.
But they did rename the Gulf of Mexico.
Well, there we go. We have that. So now we know where the storms are coming from. Now we can blame America for it, not Mexico. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us 77031. What?
We can lift houses by using all the old textbooks that we'll have to replace because of the name change.
It says here that imagine an existence without toilet paper.
What?
Imagine an existence. Jack, this is what you've been crying about for years.
No.
With the bidet.
I love it. And, man, I feel like a barbarian when I have to go somewhere else. Not having it. You go in public, it's like, oh, my God. How do people do this? But nothing makes me happier than when I bring a new case of toilet paper into the house.
Yeah.
I just love it. I love the redundancy. Whatever I have, I love having a backup. Whether it's my coffee, my coffee creamer, the toilet paper. My happiness comes from knowing there's a backup to whatever I'm using.
Do you have a special area for your toilet paper?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We have a toilet paper drawer.
I have a room.
Yeah. We have a little
room.
a cabinet for it. Yeah. I'm in that thing a lot. It says, according to Cottonelle here, the average person uses the toilet how many times a day?
7.
Well, okay, so...
Wait, when's that?
No. Are we talking male, female, standard?
It just says the average person uses the toilet this many times a day.
I think Deb is pretty close. I'll go 6.
5 is the answer.
Oh,
it says
nailed it, Jack.
Anything from 4 until 10 times is considered normal. Also, the average person uses about how many sheets of toilet paper per use?
This.
5.
This is when it gets gross for me.
Yeah.
Because I am one of these guys that, I suit up.
Right.
When I'm going in, I suit up,
I get
dude.
it.
I'm old mummy hand.
And because
old mummy hand gets in there.
And that's why
I suit up.
With the bidet, it's a lot less because really you're just drying yourself.
Yes,
with a
you're
bidet,
right. You're right.
So
that makes a big difference.
Yeah. And a sheet is that little 4x4 square.
Yeah. And this 6.5.
Okay.
6.5 sheets.
That's not a lot.
8.1 for men.
Yeah.
So women only use 6.5. Men use 8. So we're a sheet and a half more than you guys. And every American uses about 1 roll of toilet paper every week, about 50 a year. I got that one beat.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I've got that one beat. I use a little bit more than that because I'm a user.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm a suit up. I had a cousin that used to do it and then fold it in half and use it again during the same usage.
Right.
And is that not uncommon?
I think that's very common.
Yeah, that's probably common. Yeah. I used to think that was pretty gross. I would not do it. But he'd do it and then fold it in half and then do it again. I don't do that.
You just must go through so much toilet paper.
Sometimes I do. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I do. But they're actually looking about wiping this completely out. And, of course, bidets are the answer they're going for, but they actually want something more than that as well. It says most established and common toilet paper alternative go back centuries. Standalone fixtures, and this is talking about bidets. It says they've been around for a very long time. They small, low bath, which a person washes the lower part of their body, and then, of course, they dry off. What do you think the other option they say is coming?
I've heard bamboo.
No.
Corn cob.
No. That's
Well, we
all-
could
that's
go
been-
back to the ancient Roman times.
Well, they're asking you to go back for sure.
Would it be a sponge on a stick?
No. That's for fat people, though, right?
No, that's how well, I don't know, but I know that's how they used in the Roman communal bathrooms.
Uh-huh.
It was a stick with a sponge on the end and like a bucket of water, and you would use that to clean yourself after you use the public toilet.
And I know big people have one of those things as well. It looks like an extended thing where they can reach under, and if they can't get back there, they have like a stick with stuff on it. They can get to it.
Like a selfie stick?
Yeah, like a selfie
Kind of.
stick. Dead serious, dude. Have you not heard that?
Or a shower head that,
Right. They'll do that. No. They want to go cloth.
Oh, like old diapers.
Yeah, no thanks.
They want you to have toilet cloths, and they want you to wipe, and then they want you to throw the cloth into a hamper, and they want you to take that hamper and then wash it in your washing machine. And to that I say, F off.
Okay, start growing some bamboo. Figure something out.
I will tell you, I will wipe with my dog first. I'm never, ever, I'm joking. I'm never, ever, like I could not imagine, where would you even put that?
Well,
I mean, do they
you
want
put it next to the toilet.
You do not.
No,
It'd be
you
like
have
a diaper pail.
Yeah, it would be a small can with a lid.
Jack.
Just like, Jimmy, this is what you do in other countries, which...
No, get out of here. You want with cloth in other countries?
No, but you can't flush the toilet
You can't
paper.
put the toilet paper. So it's a can with a lid, and it's the same thing. Instead of throwing it out, they are throwing it into a washing machine.
Oh, come on, man.
And rich people like you will have a second washing machine.
No.
Just for your poo-poo rag.
Oh, and they'll have staff.
Oh, let me tell you, dude. I bought a washing machine from what used to be a oh my God, not a vet, a dog groomer, and where they wash their drying towels for the dogs. Like they would take the towels that they dried them off, and that was so for the first probably 2 weeks, I had this used washer. When I opened up the lid, it smelled like a dog pound. It literally, the smell of just the oil from the dog's skin stayed in there. I had to wash hot water through it like maybe 10 times before it would wash all that oil and stuff out of the machine, and it wouldn't smell like that. Could you imagine if you were washing that in your washer?
Yeah, no.
I've seen what I do there. I've seen the atrocities of what I provide.
You know, rather than the cloths, just bring back the Sears catalog.
Really? That's it?
I mean...
Oh, yeah, the phone book.
The phone book.
I'd rip it with a phone book every day of the
Before
week.
I would do the cloth.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
we should eat more fiber. Is it a problem with our diet?
Oh, no, Jack. I think it's they just want to be more environmentally stable with the toilet paper thing.
I get that, but the reason we need so much toilet paper.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened with the pandemic?
Panic
buying.
I was stocked.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. All right.
I love redundancy.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us 77031. Load them up. It's trivia time. We have some cool stuff to give away. We'll tell you what that is next.
Real Radio is the News Junkie.
There's a person trying to cross the street. They're in one of those little like scooters that you can shop in.
Okay.
The person's like missing their left leg, and apparently it's recent because when I saw them trying to walk afterwards,
Still bleeding.
The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Chris Broussard. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings.
The Buccaneers, Jaguars, and Dolphins are all back on the field for OTAs today. In the NCAA baseball tourney, Florida State advanced to the Super Regionals after defeating Mississippi State 5-2 last night to win the Tallahassee Regional. Scotty Scheffler joined Tiger Woods as the only repeat winners of the Memorial Tournament. He finished a commanding 10 under par for the tourney. Ben Griffin finished second. I'm Seth Everett.
DraftKings is all about responsible gaming. It's more fun when it's for fun. So play responsibly. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older. Age and eligibility vary by jurisdiction.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at FAS Exteriors. These guys are awesome. I mean, they are really awesome. Been in business for so many years here in Central Florida. They installed windows and doors in a couple of my homes here in town. And let me tell you, they absolutely killed it. Such a great job. So many wonderful choices for design and for how they work, man. Really, the windows in your home can make your home look amazing. You have so many choices at FAS, and that includes doors as well. And their team of window and door installers will make the entire project seamless, all the way from measurement down to that final inspection. And since 2005, FAS has certainly earned their spot as Orlando's top-rated window and door experts. Upgrade your home today with the team that delivers excellence. Visit FASWD.com, and as always, trust the leader in windows and doors.
Life is busy. Luckily, Racetrack's here to keep you on track every day.
Running around and the time makes you nervous. Are you still a mom or just a taxi service?
With ice cold drinks, hot pizza, freshly ground coffee, and even Swirl World frozen yogurt for the kids.
The schedule is packed with things that they have to do. But with so much to choose from, you'll find something for you.
Racetrack is here to keep you going.
Racetrack's gonna get you through.
Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
Now that the kids are out of school and you're busy making plans for family barbecues and vacations, make sure you put getting new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen on your to-do list. One reason? Unmatched strength. Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim Impact windows and doors are made from Fibrex material that's 2 times stronger than vinyl, ensuring superior durability and resistance to extreme weather conditions. Tom says excellent experience with Renewal by Andersen from initial sales call to the installation process and follow-up. We would highly recommend them to others. Thanks, RBA. Renewal by Andersen's 30th anniversary sale is going on now. Buy one, get one, 30% off windows or patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Be motivated, be uplifted, be a priority, and become a big deal. At Valencia College, our student success coaches put you first, providing personalized support, tutoring, and so much more to help you graduate and pursue a great career. So be encouraged and become your best self. Apply now at valenciacollege.edu. Classes start August 18th.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando without using your own money? You'll learn to flip houses and secure rental properties in your spare time to get on track towards real wealth building. We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right, we'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Longer days mean 1 extra hour of fetch. Are you making the most of time outdoors? With Invisible Fence brand, you can. Our professional installation and training take the hassle out of keeping your pet safe, so you spend more time enjoying your pet. Make the most out of the season with Invisible Fence brand. Save $150 with code radio150 at invisiblefence.com/radio. That's invisiblefence.com/radio.
Are you tired of your glasses or contact lenses? Maybe it's time for a change. For a limited time, the Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK exams and $500 off each eye. That's right, clear vision and up to $1,000 in savings, just in time for sunshine, road trips, and poolside selfies. Call now, 800-EYE-EXAM. That's 800-EYE-EXAM. Or visit them online at filatowskieye.com. Take that first step toward clear, confident vision before this offer ends. Call 800-EYE-EXAM. The Filatowski Eye Institute. Trusted, local, life-changing.
New Year's resolution is to buy a home? Get your free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. We appreciate that very much. If you enjoy the program, please share the word. Tell people. We like it when people join us anew. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
What's up?
And he's got the Jackie sack. What's in it?
All aboard.
Chugga, chugga.
Choo-choo.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack.
Couple of prizes. One, we were talking earlier, Orlando City is a little time off, but when they are back at home, it'll be June 28th, and we have a pair of tickets for you to see Orlando City take on FC Cincinnati at Inter & Co Stadium. Again, June 28th. You want your tickets, you go to OrlandoCitySC.com. Also in the Jackie Sack, a pair of tickets to see Glass Animals at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. That is happening June 19th. I know we were giving tickets away when they first went on sale, but that show is getting a lot closer, just 18 days away, and you can be there if you win these Glass Animal tickets. Those are the prizes in the Jackie Sack.
Back to you, clickety-clack.
Back to me, clickety-clack. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Let's do 4.
4. All right, 4. This is Jimmy. Jimmy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Want to play a little game with us?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
Is he the puzzle master? Or is he the guy who's currently writing today's game? Can he be both? Let's find out.
It's time for JCS Trivia.
All right, buddy. This is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers isn't... Hold on one second, buddy, if you don't mind.
After I write the...
Exactly.
correct
Forgot to
answer.
write the... hang on. Da-da-da-da.
Carry the 2.
I got the wrong one here. Hold on one second.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
Just 1 second.
Oh, that means everyone wins.
Oh, no. Hold on, buddy.
good.
My
I only have 2
apologies. Right.
prizes.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yay.
There we are. All right, buddy. I got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these is not true, buddy, but if you can find it, I'll send you over to the old Jackie Sack where you can get something nice. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah. I think I'm fooled already, though.
All right. All right, buddy. On this day in 1928, the Kraft Company introduces...
Mac and cheese.
Good one, Deb. Velveeta.
Velveeta is the answer.
Nailed it, Jack. Give yourself a dong.
On this day in 1928, the Kraft Company introduces Velveeta cheese. Here are 3 fun facts about Velveeta and 1 cheese product that oddly doesn't have to be refrigerated.
But it's so tasty.
It is so tasty, buddy. We're talking about Velveeta. Which one of these is not true? Number 1, although marketed as a cheese, Velveeta is safe for people who are lactose intolerant. Number 2, Velveeta was one of the first foods to receive the American Medical Association's approval. Number 3, the Velveeta logo hasn't changed in 60 years. Or lastly, it was invented to deal with wasted cheese due to broken cheese wheels. Which of those is a lie?
Ooh, I'm not sure. You always say you're going to put it in number 3 position, but I'm going to go with number 1 because that might be similar with allergies.
God dang it, you got it right off the bat.
Whoa!
Man, I went with that because the funny thing is I didn't think that anybody would think that Velveeta has any cheese in it. So it would be perfectly fine for people with lactose, but it is made with milk and whey products from milk. So it is not only an allergen to people who have dairy issues, you could also, if you're lactose intolerant, you cannot eat Velveeta. Yeah, very good job, dude. You thought it right through, and you are a winner, man.
See, now you know what doesn't make Jimmy angry. As long as you have a logical thought process, you can share it. But if you go, I was just taking a stab at a guess.
I kind of messed that one up, and I'll tell you what happened that was kind of weird here today.
You just wrote it?
I wrote the fake one early and had to figure out which one I was going to install from the extra ones to make it extra believable.
Oh.
And I went backwards when I looked at it like a dummy. So although marketed as cheese, Velveeta is safe for people who are lactose intolerant. That is not true. It is not safe if you have a dairy allergy or if you are lactose intolerant. It will blank you up.
I hope if any of those people are listening, they're listening to this part right now.
Yeah, same here, yeah. Velveeta was one of the first foods to receive the American Medical Association's approval. That's the one I thought that would get everybody.
That's the one I thought.
I thought that was fake.
Yeah.
That's
I was
the one I would have picked.
There's no way they gave their approval for that.
The Velveeta logo has not changed in 60 years.
That I believe.
Yeah. It was invented to deal with wasted cheese due to broken cheese wheels. So when it was invented, they would roll off the Swiss cheese. The wheels would break in half and break, and they couldn't figure out a way to market that. It was just wasted, right? So they gave it to this guy. This guy took it back to his house and melted the cheese down, added some other additives to it, and it turned out to be this rubbery cheese that had a shelf life of forever.
And he ended up having the best Super Bowl party of anybody.
Yeah. And of course, it went very well because it's been a product since then.
I have to say, every time come football season, when they run that commercial showing Velveeta cheese and the Rotel salsa or whatever, and how you can make the cheese dip for, I'm like, damn it, now I've got to go to the store and get some Velveeta.
So interestingly, one of the extra things we have here before we get to the top of the hour is that very story. Velveeta really wasn't doing that well in early in its years. Now, it sold crazy in Germany. It really did. But here in America, for some reason, it couldn't catch on. And so I think that whole Rotel thing, both of those products have been around for a while. It was grocery stores that started marketing them together. And they would set the Velveeta next to the Rotel and then tell you about the cheese dip. And that's what kind of made both of those companies revive and come back to life.
What's Rotel?
It's the tomatoes that have the chili peppers inside.
Oh, so you just add them all together.
You just dump that can in and put it in the microwave, and you've got yourself a great cheese dip for your tortilla chips.
I really want some.
Literally, dude. You cube up your Velveeta, you throw it in a bowl, you dump a can of the Rotel with the jalapenos over it, the spicy ones. You melt it, mix it together, and it's one of the best things ever. It is one of the easiest things in the world. And I will tell you, there are entire websites dedicated to Velveeta. And another thing they tell you is this. Even when you think you're in a really nice, fancy restaurant and you get that really nice, delicious, delectable, velvety sauce that may be on your big piece of fish or whatever, don't rule out the fact that the chef didn't toss in a cube of Velveeta to bring that cheesiness and creaminess, to that next level, because it happens all the time.
I'm not going to be hating.
Yeah, don't hate.
I'm not going to hate on that.
That we use Velveeta. We called it government cheese as a kid.
Yeah.
Basically the same thing to melt.
It is, yeah.
And eat with saltine crackers, as we call it redneck nachos.
There you go. There's your redneck nachos.
One of the first printed recipes for Velveeta was a cheese sauce designed to be poured over a toasted peanut butter sandwich with sweet pickles.
I vote no.
Yeah, it's a hard no.
Hard no. Lost me at sweet pickles.
Who do you think they marketed this to when they first rolled
Pregnant
out?
women.
Did you know that?
No, but pregnant women, the pickle thing.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Not that sandwich. The product itself was actually marketed to women to lose weight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
It was actually to lose weight because it had fewer calories or blah, blah, blah. Although the sodium levels are incredible.
Right.
And they tell
you just retain water.
And they tell you to eat this sporadically, and it doesn't have an indefinite shelf life. And I have to tell you, I couldn't find a whole lot of Velveeta to hate. I mean, even the people who said, hey, this stuff isn't the greatest for you, but goddamn, it's delicious.
I know.
they really did say that. Like, they were saying in one voice, like, hey, look, this stuff probably isn't the best thing you put in your body, but if you do this, this, and this, it's delicious. Of course, there's zero cheese in Velveeta. It's milk products and milk whey products.
That's all right.
Hey, by the way, if you want Metallica tickets, they are coming to town next week, next Friday and Sunday, at least Tampa side of town at Raymond James Stadium. But there is a pair of tickets you can win tonight, too. This is the night that it's a Sunday night show. Go to our Instagram at Real Radio 1041 on Instagram. Sabrina, well, you might not recognize her. Just look for the rocker.
Oh,
the
yeah.
80s rocker on our Instagram.
She looked great. Are you kidding?
Oh, that was a great post.
At Real Radio 1041 and enter right there to win tickets. You have until Thursday night to get those in. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's take a little break. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Don't forget we have Ray Trimley in the second hour as well, fourth hour as well.
Make Real Radio 104.1 number one on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
The left lane's blocked on Florida's Turnpike southbound at Hancock Road. There's a crash reported on Orange Blossom Trail northbound at Hermit Smith Road. The right lane's blocked there. Traffic slowing down on all the major roadways. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area. Traffic slowing down on the Turnpike southbound before Osceola Parkway. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Hurry in to DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets with flavor from the top, bottom, and everywhere in between. Try them today in Honey Barbecue or New Buffalo, only at DQ. Happy tastes good, only at participating Dairy Queen locations.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Eustace Roofing. Man, as the hurricane season approaches us, look, it doesn't even have to be hurricane season. The storms in the afternoons have been bad enough. You definitely want a roof that you can lean on and keep your family nice and safe. These guys can do that for you. They've been doing it since 1959, 65 years in the roofing business in Central Florida. You know they're doing something right. As a matter of fact, we have receipts. In 2021, they were National Roofing Company of the Year. 1,000 reviews on Google, 4.9 rating, and they are awesome at what they do. No interest financing is available, serving all of Central Florida. They are metal roofing experts. They manufacture on-site so it fits your home perfectly. And like I said earlier, they may be able to satisfy your insurance carrier by simply cleaning or rejuvenating your roof, adding years to it. What you need to do is get these guys on your property for a free estimate. It's EustaceRoofing.com. That's right. Contact your trusted roofing advisor at EustaceRoofing.com.
The NBC Nightly News.
From one era to the next.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
Trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Llamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Llamas. Evenings on NBC.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but it's also hard to deal with a cough that won't go away and thinking it's lung cancer, or feeling your heart race after a walk and wondering if it's a heart attack, or telling your family you may not be around to see your next birthday.
Quitting tobacco is hard, but the consequences are even harder. Tobacco-Free Florida has free resources to help you stay smoke-free. You may be eligible to receive free nicotine patches, gum, or lozenges. Call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW or visit tobaccofreeflorida.com.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with Presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
The accident wasn't your fault. The medical bills shouldn't be your responsibility. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. After an accident, you don't want to get stuck with a pile of medical bills. I will fight to get those bills paid. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis Restoration is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with factory direct hurricane impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Hey, it's C-Lane, and at Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality impact windows for over 50 years. At Reese, most impact windows are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks, and now you can win them for free. Just text the word WOW to 20129 for your chance to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. That's WOW to 20129.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200 to $300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Jim, I lived in this neighborhood in Port Orange about 16 years, and 40% of the trees are probably gone for all the storms we've had since then. And you think the insurance would go down? Nope, it goes back up because less trees creates more stress on the structures. On top of that, when they built the neighborhood, they took all the trees they cleared out and put the houses on top of it. So you have dried out root structures causing pavement and foundation cracking. So they say that that's another reason why the rates.
Hey, Colbert crew.
Hey, buddy.
Jim, you hit the nail right on the head. In the state of Florida, the legislators are beholden to the insurance companies. Whatever they want, they get because they write the checks. And we don't matter. It's as simple as that.
It is.
And until we are able to change this system and keep people from purchasing our legislators, it will never change.
You are correct.
Have a great day.
You are correct, sir. I've said every state and every nation should have a set money they provide candidates, and you spend that money as well as you can. Show me how creative you are with $1 million in campaign funds and not have a PAC throw 70 or 80 or million. You know, when you have an election costing $1 billion, how disgusting is that? I mean, you think you're getting the truth? Get out of here with that. You know, you're talking about like these elections. Like, was it the presidential election? Was it the Hillary Clinton spent like $1 billion on her election? How much was spent in the last one? I think, and they raised $500 or $600 million each. Of those guys are spending well over $1 billion. Both parties going back and forth between the two of them to convince you. Yeah,
makes it dirty.
Citizens United, baby.
Yeah. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting story today, and on a travel website that I saw. Is kind of interesting. It says these are the 15 things you should tell people when they're coming to Las Vegas. Now, I'm not going to roll through the Las Vegas ones because we don't live in Vegas. I did find it interesting, and I'll go through them quickly, and you can kind of get an idea. It says respect the tipping culture.
Bet with your head, not over it.
Hydrate. Don't overestimate the walkability of the Strip. That's one of the best ones I've ever heard because you get to the Strip, you see it from the airport because you can look at it right from the airport. And you're like, oh, I'm just going to walk there. You ain't going to just walk there. I mean, it's long. It's because everything's so big, it seems like it's right there. It's not. It is a long way away, and it's hot.
Right.
What happens in Vegas doesn't really stay there.
Especially herpes.
Right, yeah. It says get into nature. There's a bunch of stuff around there you should go check out. Have a meal in Chinatown, it says. Check out the art district, it says. You know,
in other words, just get away from. Yeah. Don't just go to the casinos.
Don't try to do everything in 24 hours. Avoid mobile check-ins. Avoid fake dispensaries. Blah 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 blah. Use a nightclub promoter to get into the clubs you want to get into. It's all these things that you learn. And I was thinking, I was like, what would be some of the things if somebody was coming to Orlando, and you were going to give them tips about coming to Orlando? What would it be? And you know, remember, you have to assume they're coming for the parks. So they're going to do the parks. They're going to do Disney, Universal,
right.
SeaWorld, whatever the case may be. They're doing those, so you don't have to give them tips. I guess you could give them some park tips if you wanted to, but those are everywhere.
Yeah.
If you were going to give them Orlando tips, what would you say?
Well, one, leave the park property.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
Come into the city.
Yeah.
Right. Go to the parks, have a good time.
Yeah.
Come to the city to enjoy a meal at least once.
At least one restaurant.
Right. If you're going to be in town for 7 days or 5 days for a vacation with your family, leave the resorts and come into Orlando and have a meal at one of our wonderful restaurants in this city. I agree with that 100%.
But make sure you're on the interstate heading toward downtown Orlando by 3 p.m.
That's it. My first one would be this.
It's travel. It's travel and traffic.
Avoid I-4 at all costs between the hours of 6:30 in the morning and 9 in the morning, and then at 3:30 in the afternoon to maybe 6:30 or 7 at night. In those areas, don't go on I-4. Figure it out a different way, right? Going to be a nightmare in those areas. Actually, and the expansion has really made it a lot easier getting through downtown, but out there, it doesn't even really apply yet. I mean, they're still working on that. And I would say for sure, come and eat in the city. And I would give 3 or 4 recommendations to eat around Orlando.
And make sure that you pick at least one show or go to Judson's Live, but you have to make the time to go to the Dr. Phillips Center.
I would agree with that as well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, treat yourself to a good show.
How about a city match?
I'd go to a soccer game.
Yeah, there you go.
I think a city match, maybe even more than a basketball game. And I'll tell you, because the basketball game is big, shiny NBA, and the city, city's MLS, there's no question, but it's a totally different vibe than going to a Magic game.
It's more approachable. You get in there,
family.
It's a 2-hour event.
Not that expensive.
It's not that expensive. You go in, you have a good time. I love the fact that it's, that time constraint is just, what you're getting.
Right.
Right? I just wish, they'd score more goals.
Yeah. I was actually talking to my kids about this last week at trivia, and we were talking about the whole thing, kind of doing this. And I said, if you had dive places in Orlando, you were going to tell them to go to, where would you go? Because my daughter's boyfriend, he's the South African, and they've been in town for a while, but they only eat in a certain part of town. And I started telling them about the divey places in Orlando, and their eyes were lighting up. They're like, we didn't even know. I'm like, you got to go to Cappy's.
Right.
You got to go to Beefy King. You got to go to Hot Dog Heaven.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go to maybe White Wolf Cafe. Right? These are places that have been around forever.
Well, that's been around forever. That's not a dive place.
But it's not a dive place, but it's just kind of one of these institutions. Right, yeah.
Yeah, Primrose Bowl for that $17 delicious worth every second, every penny.
I mean, anything else like that? Like maybe Lou Gardens?
Wally's.
Oh. Yeah, but
Wally's has been gentrified though. Wally's doesn't have the same vibe. I was in there last weekend at Wally's, and it was me and a bunch of 28-year-olds having a good time listening to DMX. We were sitting in the corner looking at the wallpaper, going, "That's cool." Yeah. And then everything else was kind of rotating around us.
I think the Enzion would be a good one.
Yeah, you got to go to Enzion for sure.
John in Palm Bay texts in. Here's a great piece of advice: don't step in that ant pile. Because that's right, Florida fire ants. That's not an everywhere thing.
Oh, isn't it?
Fire ants?
No.
Oh, what? No,
didn't have them up north.
No,
never grew up with fire ants.
But I mean, when does it stop though? Like what? The Carolinas, North Carolina, Virginia? They're going to be up there.
I don't know, but it's interesting because Wix, of the Instagram reels.
OMG Wix.
Yeah, he's always posting about people outside of Florida thinking that the scariest thing here is the alligators.
Right,
and it's
right.
No, it's a fire ant hill.
Yeah, it's all the bugs.
That will terrify you.
Yeah, I would tell you definitely bring mosquito repellent and definitely do not swim in any body of water that
you
you're
go.
familiar with.
That's it.
Don't even go near them.
Nope.
Don't go near the bank of any body of water during a certain time of year, which is right now. Like, what's a mating season is from now to like August or something, right?
It's mating season.
Or
so
September
after
even?
mating season, then you've got the females on the nest being extra protective and, and the babies hatch. So, yeah. Plus, you have bears, leaving their mothers.
Mm-hmm. God, what else would you tell them, though? I mean, there's really are there any cultural things around town that you would tell them about? Oh, go to the Pulse Memorial.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them that in 2050.
And the difficult.
You got a lot of breweries around.
Yeah, you can tell them the breweries. That'd be nice.
Problem is that there's so much, and the parks are all so big that you could literally take all 7 days and still not see everything in the parks you want to see.
The number one thing we used to actually, we back in the day with the Monsters when we were on the air, we would literally make these public service announcements at the beginning of the year. The one thing, like Vegas, you underestimate the distance between the things on the Strip. In Florida, what we would tell you is never underestimate this heat because when people come from up north where there's no humidity and it still gets hot, they come out here and I'm like, well, I don't know. It gets hot where I'm from. It gets up to 95 degrees. What's the difference? Not used to, 100% humidity.
Right.
And when you step outside at 9 o'clock in the morning, it's already 88 degrees and 85% humidity. You're just not prepared for that. And when you come down, we used to go out to the parks and we would sit there at Universal when we were doing gigs and watch these kids from England come out of the park and they were glowing red.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like they were about to pop. They looked like a red hot sausage coming out of there. You just could feel those guys dying in their skin.
You could feel how they were going to feel the next morning.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got to play golf. You got to play a round of golf in Florida. I mean, I think so. No?
No.
All right. Visit one of our little outlier cities, like maybe Mount Dora Oviedo.
Well, for unique Florida-centric attractions, I would say Gatorland and Kennedy Space Center.
Good ones.
Gatorland's real good. Science Center.
Yep, Science Center.
Yeah.
And if you're going to do Mount Dora, I would say, do a cat boat tour where you can see Lake Dora and go through the canals, something different.
Even a Winter Park chain tour wouldn't be that bad either.
I want to take that one, actually.
Because, all those houses on Winter Park chain are pretty gross.
Exactly, but, it looks like it's a beautiful boat ride.
Tune in to Real Radio 104.1.
Of course.
The most unique radio station in the nation.
I don't believe there's another like us.
There's nothing like that. Go to Lee and Rick's for some oysters. Sit at an old bar with a bunch of old people and eat oyster after oyster after oyster, slamming Bud Light after Bud Light. Yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Go to Maxine's on Shine.
There you
Maxine's
go.
on Shine. Yeah, there you go.
And if you're going to go, try and time it like somebody just texted us. I tell people plan to go during a rocket launch and then spend the day at Cape Canaveral, Jetty Park, Exploration Tower. You could go to the Titusville, the wildlife.
Yeah, man. That's a great idea, by the way. I never even thought about the rocket launch thing. And the other thing, you almost have to don't worry about them. You almost don't have to worry about them being scheduled. Because they launch so many of these damn things.
Exactly.
Chances are one's going to go up when you're here.
We've got another one coming up 12:42 this morning.
Really?
Tuesday morning, yeah.
I'll be damned.
I
So bored.
I won't be seeing that.
So bored.
No, I'll just be sleeping.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll be sleeping. Enjoy that rocket launch.
Those night ones are great, though, man.
Oh, they are.
There's nothing like a night launch. It's super awesome. And that thing disappears so quick, though.
And have you ever seen one on the beach? Have you ever been at the beach? I was surprised by one. This is years and years and years ago.
Lights up the horizon, from what I hear. Yeah.
It's crazy to be that close. It's. We did see the launch of the SpaceX when it took the first crewed launch.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, but that was a treat.
This is a great Orlando tip. If you're renting a car, never get gas right outside the airport.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You definitely want to check that sign.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Our buddy Ray Trinley's here. We'll talk to him next here from TK Law.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Multiple lanes are blocked due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound before State Road 429. Keep an eye out for emergency crews on the roadways, clearing up an accident on Florida's Turnpike southbound near Hancock Road. There's an accident getting cleared up on the ramp from Lee Road to I-4 eastbound. Keep an eye out for a crash on State Road 434 near Science Drive. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Stay connected and stay productive with Rapid Radios. Business owners trust Rapid Radios for instant, reliable team communication with nationwide LTE coverage, push-to-talk convenience, and room for up to 200 units on one feed. Keeping connected's never been easier.
Order now at rapidradios.com.
What's up, fellas? Russ Rollins here. Get real testosterone prescribed by the doctors at Red Mountain Weight Loss. More men are suffering from low T than ever, thanks to stress, poor diet, and lifestyle. This is a serious health issue, but I tell you what, if you're feeling tired, you're feeling sluggish, you lose your mental focus all the time, if you're having trouble in the bedroom, you probably have low T. The solution is prescription strength testosterone, because nothing boosts testosterone like actual testosterone. Increasing your testosterone will give you more energy. I know. It'll help you build muscle mass. It'll help you sleep better. It improves your mental focus, and it'll boost your sex drive. It's a complete game changer. Testosterone also helps you lose and maintain your proper weight. So go to the trusted leader in health solutions for men and women, Red Mountain Weight Loss. Their experienced medical team has helped people optimize their hormones for over 30 years now, and now they can help you too. Book your free video consultation with a licensed doctor today. Have low T? Start for free this month only at Red Mountain. Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo! Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed tomorrow morning.
At 8.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes us different. Our vans are fully stocked, so when you call, our fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando has you covered right when you need it the most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door Service of Orlando today to schedule your repair. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Think you're not the suing type? But you aren't at fault. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. You didn't choose this accident, the bills, or the damage. Don't cover for someone else's mistake. Just call Mo. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Ozempic, but better? It's called Zepbound and is now available from Future Health. Ozempic, but even better results. Go to futurehealth.com to get access to the best price on the market for Zepbound for only $3 a day. No insurance needed. Visit futurehealth.com. Future without the E to start losing weight this week.
Future Health Weight Loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
The NBC Nightly News.
Legacy isn't handed down.
Or NBC News. I'm Tom Brokaw.
We hope to see you back here.
I'm Lester Holt.
It's carried forward.
Tom Yamas is there for us.
Firefighters are still working around the clock.
As the world changes, we look for what endures.
We are coming on the air with breaking news right now.
We look for a constant. And from one era to the next, trust is the anchor.
For NBC Nightly News, I'm Tom Yamas.
A new chapter begins. NBC Nightly News with Tom Yamas. Evenings on NBC.
Let's move! We have soccer practice, dance, and a play date.
Life moves fast, so every second counts, especially when it comes to big decisions like buying a car. That's why searching through Navy Federal's car buying service powered by TrueCar is a perfect place to start.
Thanks, Mom.
Navy Federal can help you find and finance the right vehicle so you can go wherever life takes you. Visit NavyFederal.org/TrueCar to learn more. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Credit and collateral subject to approval.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included. Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Most impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. Visit ReeseWindows.com.
Radio. 104.1.
listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Good afternoon, morning, Colbert crew. All right, Jack, so fire ants can basically be found in any tropical environment around the world. So anything somewhat near the equator around the world, you will find fire ants. But also, Central Florida, Orlando, awesome, outside the parks. There's plenty to do. There's amazing things, beautiful nature, but also come out to the coast. I've been in here in Melbourne for 12 years now. It's beautiful. There's a lot to do. We got the beaches and, you know, there's great activities and just a beautiful place. Screw the parks. Don't do that. Big T out.
Yeah. How funny. We live in Florida. Never said once go to the beach. Never once said go to the beach.
Not so far away.
Yeah.
Depends on the beach.
No more than 50 miles anywhere, right? Something like that?
Yeah.
Sunrise on the Atlantic coast, and then go see the sunset over on the Gulf.
Literally follow it over.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, guys. We appreciate that very much. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
He is.
And every single Monday, except for the last month, about 6:20, we talked to this guy. He's a lawyer here in town. His firm is TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. You guys give it up good and loud for Mr. Ray Trinley.
Yay!
I appreciate the disclaimer, although I missed you guys tremendously.
Yeah. You look older.
Thank you.
No.
I think.
We haven't seen you in a minute, dog. What's it been, 3 weeks?
Yeah, well, we had Memorial Day,
Yeah.
and my youngest son had his kindergartner graduation, so we went to that.
Did you get emotional?
I'm not an emotional guy. I've gotten more emotional as I've gotten older, but I'm not a naturally emotional guy.
You don't get hit like that from situations like that?
Oh, you will.
Yeah, that's what people tell me.
I collapsed in the airport when my kids went on a long vacation. Just give me an idea. I am a big-ass bitch, baby.
Did you really?
Yeah. My kids went on a long vacation with their mom after the divorce. We were only probably about 6 months in the divorce, and she went on a long vacation. They came back and I drove to the airport to meet them when they came back after not just seeing them for 6 days. I was addicted to them. I mean, well, I am. I love them so much. They're so great, but I mean, yeah. Oh
yeah, I hope I feel that way one day.
I mean, there are some people that say you should be there now.
My wife says that the only time she'll ever see me cry is when she dies, and I was like, that'll probably be true.
Yeah,
and she won't see it.
She won't see it.
Give it about 10 or 15 years. It's going to be you just watching TV, and it's going to be a Publix commercial against you.
No, I'll tell you what. So the closest my wife hates when I tell this story because she's like, "You're so cold inside." It was
love.
It was right after my middle son was born. My middle son was born. He got COVID and he had RSV, and so he was like on a little breathing machine. Like he stopped breathing. He turned blue.
Oh, geez, dude.
With us, and so we freaked out. You know, new parents. Well, I mean, we had my daughter, but first time that something really bad happened. And I'm like on my way, like my wife and I would switch off at the hospital because we still had our daughter. So we were switching off at the hospital, spending the night there. And there was one of those childhood cancer commercials, like while I was driving.
Oh, no.
And one of the little kids across the hall has, the shaved head.
Yeah, man.
And you're like, that puts things into perspective. And I told my wife I thought about crying when I was, driving and listening to the commercial. And she's like, you thought about crying? Like, that'd make most people cry. And I was like, I just don't have that gear.
That was the story I was going to say. Come a long way. He thought about crying.
My father wasn't very open to crying.
I've never seen my father cry.
And so
even at his own dad's funeral, he did not cry.
Anytime I had any emotions, it was like you bury that stuff down. So
yeah, you push that down.
Now I don't know how to show it. So
yeah, that's fine. And it makes you that makes you a legal robot, which is awesome.
Yeah, legal robot. Speaking of shows, have you watched that Murder Robot show?
No.
I have it on queue. Is it good?
I haven't watched it yet, but I want to watch it. But you talk about legal robot. Maybe we combine the two. Legal murder robot.
Yeah. Ray Trinley runs TK Law. Offices right there in Altamont Springs, onefirmforlife.com. Personal injury attorney that does so many other things as well. Not only do you do personal injury, estates, divorces, pretty much the whole idea of One Firm for Life means that you have attorneys in your office that do a number of different disciplines. And if you don't, you know people who do, and you will obviously direct them in that nature.
We do. We do a little bit of everything. I was supposed to be gearing up. I was telling Deb in the hall for a big case over riparian rights, which is like water rights. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But we looked like we might have settled that. So
you know what's kind of, oh, really? Good for you, man. That's awesome. We were talking a little bit earlier, and I don't know what you have today because we haven't spoken, but, the insurance law in Florida is kind of interesting. I read a story today about it was actually Travelers.
Okay.
And then 2 other real estate adjusters called the show, or one guy did, and we've had other people text as well that, kind of find, just to verify that this is the case, that insurance companies can look at satellite images of your house and cancel your policy based on the trees that they see in the satellite image or a drone image or whatever the case may be. Well, so you think to yourself, no problem, right? I mean, you can see they want to protect their investment. They are there to replace your house if something happens. You could see them wanting to be diligent when it comes to, making everything as good for them as possible, right?
Right.
The problem is they don't have to tell you anything.
Yeah, they just say we're dropping you.
They don't have to show you any like this. Even if they say we're dropping you, because they don't have to prove that they have. They don't have to tell or show you anything.
It's all risk assessment on their end. So all they have to do is say we're dropping you. You got to do new insurance, and that's it. They get one letter.
That's incredible, man.
That's it.
That's amazing.
That's horrible.
The whole industry. It's a pendulum, right? And there were lawyers that could have done things differently on the plaintiff side, and there were lawyers that could have done things differently on the defense side, and insurance companies who could have done things differently. And the reality is the reason these changes exist and the reason why the law is the way the law is now, and it's not great and it's definitely not perfect, is because, so many people were fabricating claims. And so now the insurance companies are going to be hyper aware and aggressive. And then the plaintiff's attorneys have to be hyper aggressive, and it's just going to ramp up until the pendulum swings the other way again, and hopefully we get some more reasonable laws in place.
Let me ask you this: I mean, we hear that a lot, because that's actually what a lot of the legislation was pushed through on, is the fact that there's so much fraud going on in the roofing business here in Florida, and just insurance in general. Yeah, how many cases out of 10 does it take to make a policy that's so non-transparent? How many cases out of 10? 2, 1, 3? I mean, that's the thing that kills me is is it 1 out of 100 cases that are fraudulent? Is it 1 out of 10 or 8? I mean, and do they have a parameter in which they slide that rule to make it better for the customer than the agency itself?
Well, you see the spikes post hurricane, post big storm, right? And so I'll just pick Hurricane Helene as an example because that was the most recent one that kind of came through the state. You have all these areas, these outside areas that are impacted some level, and those people in those areas may say, oh, you know what, this damage caused by that hurricane. From a statistical standpoint, I don't know, because a lot of these cases also aren't making it to lawyers. They're getting to independent adjusters and things like that. But I'll tell you what, some people I know who do first party insurance, and that's all they do. I've heard the stories about how aggressive they are at saying this leak is related to this storm, and even if it's proven not to be related to that storm, they'll prove it to the next storm.
Right, yeah.
And it's the same damages.
Right.
And so because of that, it's just really shifted. It's shifted the law significantly.
Yeah. Have you been keeping up with the Diddy case at all?
I have been.
Yeah. Anything interesting in there that you've noticed? Because we haven't talked about it really at length for a while. If something kind of pops out of there, we'll talk about it. We talked about the Kid Cudi stuff for a little bit.
Where he firebombed his car.
Yeah. Now, I will ask you this.
Okay.
I mean, of course, you are an attorney. You go into courtrooms and you argue cases to jury, so you understand the whole nature of this. I read early into this thing, about maybe 4 or 5 days in, that according to what, and this is an attorney saying this, a number of them actually, according to what they were seeing, the state actually doesn't have a very good case for racketeering on this guy. Now, that was 2 or 3 or 4 days ago before these last 2 people hit the stand, his personal assistant and his other one. And now it's a little bit more clear that this guy maybe was running, a bit of an organization, or even if he didn't think he was running a criminal organization, he could have been just by the way he was directing people to do things for him.
Right. Yeah, I thought actually almost the reverse, right? So I thought earlier on the case, when you have, I forgot what
Cassie?
The male dancer.
The Punisher.
The Punisher, that's right.
Oh,
man. He had the best name. I can't believe I forgot it.
Yeah. We talked about him.
So when they had the Punisher talk about flying him out for, these freak-offs, so you've got the sex trafficking part, and then you've got the bodyguard saying, I was kind of there to make sure that everything happened the way it was supposed to happen, and nobody got out of hand.
They could not leave. They could not leave. They were sent to buy drugs on his behalf.
Right. And then they had the first assistant, I think, come testify.
That's Mia, the one that went under the name Mia.
That's right. And And then she kind of said, hey, whatever he wanted, he got. And this was kind of the dynamic. And I saw some of these abusive things happening, and I didn't say anything because I was afraid. When I heard all that, I thought, okay, you've got control, you've got illegal activity, you've got the transportation for sex trafficking. I felt like the case started off really strong. The Kid Cudi stuff obviously goes to the blatant, breaking of the law, the firebombing the car.
He told that lady Capricorn, what was her last name, Deborah?
I can't remember.
I can't remember. I just remember Capricorn.
Her first name was Capricorn. He told her that we were going to, quote, go kill this inn.
Yeah.
When they got in the car to drive over there to firebomb and break into the house and then take the presents. And I guess he opened all the presents because he was looking for the ones that he gave her.
Right.
Not necessarily trying to disrupt the Christmas. But, again... just the idea that he said, hey, we're going to go kill, and then had a gun with him the entire time.
Right. But I still haven't seen what I would consider to be a unified criminal enterprise, right? So, there's no doubt that he was controlling, and there's no doubt that he was not a good guy. But when I think of racketeering, I think of there's a specific criminal purpose. And so conceptually, if all this was for the purpose of trafficking drugs or trafficking, sex workers, okay, build that cohesive thought. But it's all encompassing. He was just a gangster, right? And he did whatever he wanted to do when he wanted to do it.
Interesting, because I would think that a court or a judge would look at it like, it doesn't matter what you think you're calling it. It doesn't matter what you think you're doing. Your actions are defined by this. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
In other words, if he had all these actions, and even though he looks like just a thug or a street thug or a gangster, those actions could equal racketeering. You sent somebody to buy you drugs. You sent somebody to find somebody to have sex in here. You went across state lines because we were flying across state lines the entire time, and you were sending people to do this. You might not have been, hey, as part of today's criminal racketeering, duties, you're going to go do this.
Right.
But his actions spell out what is racketeering.
Well, and so here's I guess maybe the way I would describe it differently, and I think this is the problem with the charges of racketeering is when you've got a criminal enterprise, the criminal actions have to further the criminal enterprise, and I don't know, maybe I discount too much that there are just some people who don't follow any rules. Like, those people exist, and those people are not criminal masterminds, and they're not racketeering. They don't care what laws they break, and they don't care who they ask to break laws with them. And we see that all the time with people with celebrity status, that they play by their own rules. And I think that the problem is they haven't really done enough to pull it all together and say, this was the plan. And I don't think
it's unorganized crime.
Unorganized crime. That's a good way to put it. If you should be a defense attorney. That should be in their closing.
I'll think about it.
Unorganized crime. Because that's really what
Side
it is.
hustle.
I got a dragon tattoo.
You got any handkerchiefs in your back pocket?
Oh, yeah. Can you cry?
But that's the part I think that they've really missed the boat on.
Did they make a bad choice charging him with this? Is this another Casey Anthony situation where you're shooting for the moon and you have no possible way of proving it?
The big difference is they've got so many other charges in L.A. and in Florida that
they don't really need that to keep him in jail forever.
Racketeering drops in New York, they'll get him for something else.
Right.
But yeah, it does seem ambitious for sure.
Well, there are gun and there's a kidnapping charge. I mean, he apparently took this girl with him and gave her no choice and had a gun with him. I mean, she even claims, she goes, I was kidnapped to do this. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to go there. I mean, it's 20. Isn't that 20 years?
Probably.
Kidnapping, armed kidnapping?
I don't know if you guys saw the Suge Knight interview that dropped yesterday.
No.
Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't hear it yet.
But I mean,
he's a convicted criminal. He's a felon. He's also a thug. He's fat Puff Daddy.
Right.
He's Fat Daddy. He is, dude. I mean, you heard what he did to Vanilla Ice, right?
Well,
to shake him down for his royalties for Ice Ice Baby. Literally held him by his foot over a balcony in Beverly Hills.
Oh, I believe that.
Until he said, you were going to give me this amount of money. He was going to drop him.
Really?
Yeah, dude. That story's been around forever.
I believe that. And Suge Knight's not innocent, like you said.
Yeah.
But, rival labels, and, he was basically saying, like, hey, this is kind of what has been happening for 30 years. Everybody knew this stuff was happening.
Well, I mean,
it's surprising when you hear Snoop Dogg. Jimmy said that Snoop Dogg didn't he once say that he wouldn't mess with Diddy?
Oh, yeah, no, a lot of them wouldn't because they knew he was crazy AF. And I mean, he'd already shot somebody in a bathroom and the police didn't even investigate it. Or somebody got shot in a bathroom in his properties and the police didn't even ask him questions. They literally didn't ask him a question and somebody was shot on his property.
But that's my whole point, right? Like, just because they've got this, I would say, attenuated scheme of trafficking and using firearms and force to control, I don't know if it goes as far as racketeering when this has been happening for 30 years.
But again, couldn't you say that about the Italian families as well? I mean, is that an argument you would accept? Hey, you know, this is just how we do business. We've been doing this for 30 years. Now, I know that those were more organized crime, but I mean, just because it's been happening for a while doesn't mean that it should be ignored or that it's not something that it is.
Yeah, that was definitely, you know, the difference is there's a criminal enterprise.
Right, no question.
The murder was supporting the criminal enterprise. You know, the fact that he was a rapper and a music producer and all those other things.
He was a mogul.
Was unrelated to the sex freak-offs.
Really? I mean, you think that? I mean, could you make that argument with Weinstein that none of that stuff that was all connected to his movie business? He dangled the idea of being a star for sexual favors.
Yeah.
And I mean, people had to make decisions. I get it, but that still happened.
Harvey Weinstein's probably I don't know. I probably shouldn't say the worst, but I don't
think he's any worse than Diddy. I mean, these guys are the same people.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the video of him kicking that girl, dude. I mean,
you're right.
And there's no question Weinstein's a monster.
Yeah.
But he kicked a woman in the face multiple times on multiple occasions.
That's fair.
He beat this girl often, dude, in front of people. He beat her up at Prince's house during a party.
And there are bodyguards there.
The bodyguard turned around and made sure nobody else saw it or got away. It happened all the time, dog. Right. He's the worst.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, dude. He kicked an innocent woman while on the ground who did nothing but support him in his life. He kicked her and beat her, and he pinched her career as well because he was in charge of it.
Well, and that was the other part that came out of the testimony, which I thought was actually extremely helpful for the prosecution's case. Was everybody agrees, even his own people agreed. Like if Diddy didn't want you to get a job, you weren't going to
get the job. He shut her career down.
Right.
When that song "You and Me" hit, that thing was a straight banger. And I remember I was talking to my wife about this. I was like, wow, why didn't her career go any farther? She was beautiful. She could, they could make her sing in the studio. It doesn't really matter. You got to be pretty first, and then we can do the rest for you. She had all of that. She was in the wheelhouse of R&B female black singers. The wheelhouse of that era, dude. That's when TLC was there. Beyonce was blowing up. All of those acts were going through the roof.
Right.
And he shut her down because he didn't want her to be popular or more popular than him. He wanted to be able to control her. And he felt that if she got popularity and got more wealth, he would not be able to pinch her like that.
Right, she'd get freedom.
So he shut it down. He's a horrible dude. He's bad. You read about some of the stuff that he made her do in those freak-offs. It's on top of being just utterly disgusting.
Right.
He was forcing her to do this because, well, at one time she was 19 years old when they got together. She'd been institutionalized with this guy, basically.
I mean, that's true, too.
Almost Stockholm Syndrome stuff. Crazy, man. I don't know. When's this thing supposed to wrap up, by the way?
Like 4 more weeks or 5 more weeks?
If this thing was televised, it would be the biggest TV thing that you've ever even heard of. This thing would be the Super Bowl numbers.
Well, and the defense is going to be putting on their case in chief now, so you're going to see who's going to be standing behind Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to be coming up next.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We will. Like, who's going to get behind him?
I mean, his family has been in and out of the courthouse, so I don't know where they're sitting in respect to where he's at. But I know the family has been there supporting. We'll see.
Have you ever had a client that was so bad that you actually had to tell the jury, "Hey, look, I know this person is an awful human being with awful tendencies and is prolifically violent." That's what his attorney had to tell these people. Like, he had to look and say, "Oh, by the way, my dude is as unsavory as you could possibly get. He's just not this."
Yeah, we call that the elephant in the room, right? The elephant in the room is my guy's a bad guy.
He's the worst.
No question about it. Done bad things, but he didn't do this bad thing. And then you try to build credibility by, establishing that you're not going to try to hide it, that he's a bad guy.
Wow.
But I mean, not quite to the Diddy level.
Yeah.
Where everybody in America sees this video, the security video.
And you could say, I mean, as an attorney, you could say, "Hey, look, obviously the evidence points out my guy is an unsavory guy, but You can be unsavory in America. It's not illegal to be unsavory. It's not illegal to treat people poorly or talk to people here or do this thing to them or leave your family or do whatever. None of those things are illegal, right? You can point that out. And that does have a pretty strong presence in court when you say that, right? Because it really sets the jury on what their job is.
Well, and the last thing you want a juror doing is rolling their eyes.
Right.
Like, yeah, we know. He's the best.
Yeah.
It's like, well, he's not really the best.
Yeah, he's not at all.
That usually gets people thinking like, oh, maybe we should listen some more.
Don't listen. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, it might be.
What do you have for you heard here first?
Well, we're going to talk about a suspect. A Florida man is caught stalking his ex. And that's where the fun just gets started. Hialeah's former police chief is arrested for corruption. Some fun details there, too.
Nice.
And a King of the Hill actor is shot dead by a neighbor. We're going to talk about that next during You Heard It Here First.
You got it. All right, let's take a little break. We'll come back and do Deb's News and get the hell out of here on a Monday.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey there, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. We are looking at a lot of showers and storms for the next 2 days, possible at any point during the day. It'll be very humid as well. Now, there is a tiny 10% chance of a maybe tropical depression spinning up off the Carolina coast Wednesday into Thursday of this week. Whether it does or not, our forecast is essentially the same. We're just going to have high humidity and showers and storms. If it did form, it would move away from us. A reminder, the first name up this year is Andrea in the Atlantic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Nickley Group. Everybody knows real estate market trends are a very local thing. Market conditions and trends vary greatly from one area to another. That's why it is very important not to pay attention to national headlines. Here's why. Because when you hear about the home market slowing, that's in places that aren't Orlando. Here in Orlando, we are still selling homes for record prices, and that's why you need the Nickley Group. These guys can maximize your biggest asset, that is your home, and get you, on average, about 6% more than their competitors. Now, if that sounds great, I agree 100%. More money in your pocket for just choosing the right real estate team seems like a no-brainer. But even better, these guys can get that money for you twice as fast because they sell homes faster than anybody in the city. How about 4,500 plus homes sold right here in Orlando, 4,000 five-star reviews, and if you are a buyer, nobody knows this market better than the Nickley Group. They're going to get you that exact home you want. They can check all those boxes for you over and over until you get the exact match. They're awesome. And when you throw in their VIP program, it really becomes almost unfair to other realtors. Free appraisals, free home warranties, free moving trucks and supplies. They even have an early access program that gets you into off-market properties before they hit the market. And if you don't want to do any of that, they have a choice for you there as well. How about a guaranteed cash offer for your home? That's right. It can happen right there on their website. No showings or open houses, and they can close in as little as 14 days. It's the NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
Dinner's ready. All right, is everyone here? Where's Michael? Food's getting cold.
Every day, 9 people on our Florida roadways won't make it home. Don't let it be you or someone you love.
Michael, is that you? Officer?
Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I have some very sad news to share.
Michael never made it home. Buckle up. Every trip, every time. Let's get everyone home safely. A message from Florida Department of Transportation, Target Zero. For more information, visit targetzerofl.com.
Future health, weight loss.
Ozempic, but better? It's called Zepbound and is now available from Future Health. Ozempic, but even better results. Go to futurehealth.com to get access to the best price on the market for Zepbound for only $3 a day. No insurance needed. Visit futurehealth.com. Future without the E to start losing weight this week.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
When disaster strikes your home or business, you need more than a quick fix. You need a team you can count on. You need Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida. From storm and water damage to fire, smoke, or mold, Paul Davis Restoration is ready 24/7 with the experience and care to get life back on track. They dry, clean, repair, and restore. Fast, professional, and reliable every step of the way. When things go wrong, they do what's right. Call Paul Davis Restoration, serving all of coastal and central Florida.
It's IDC's most anticipated event of the year. 0% financing for 5 years. That's right. High interest rates have been put on hold at International Diamond Center. Now through June, you can make any purchase and spread your payments out to 2030 without paying a dime in interest. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, earrings, pendants, and our largest selection ever of certified hand-picked diamonds and exclusive designer fashion jewelry. Pick any item, celebrate your love, get the value price you deserve, then spread your payments over 5 years. That $6,000 pair of diamond earrings is just $100 a month. That $12,000 engagement ring is just $200 a month. Everything's affordable with this amazing offer. 0 interest all the way to 2030. There's just one catch. This is a limited time offer just for the month of June. So don't wait. Let IDC help you get the jewelry you've been dreaming of at a price and payment you didn't think was possible anymore. International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Excludes Rolex. Details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
There's no substitute for the peace of mind you get with the technology leaders SafeTouch Security, whether you're home or away from home. And right now, for a limited time, SafeTouch is offering 50% off select security packages. Every SafeTouch system comes with 24/7 monitoring, a 45-second response time guarantee, and professional installation. And get ultimate control and convenience with the SafeTouch app. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-2049.
Be ambitious, be determined, be mindful about your money, and become whatever you want to be. With the lowest college tuition in Central Florida, you can earn your degree at Valencia College. In fact, about 40% of our students pay nothing to attend. So be on a budget and become a college student. Apply now at valenciacollege.edu. Classes start August 18th.
Delta helps you see the world. The Delta experience leaves you ready to take it on. Delta's dedicated crew is there to anticipate your every need, and the app puts you in total control at every step of your travel journey. Stay connected to what matters most with fast, free Delta Sync Wi-Fi. So flight time feels more like me time. With exclusive partnerships and SkyMiles rewards, every part of the Delta experience is designed to make the journey part of the joy of travel.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan.
Our friends at TK Law want to remind us to look ahead, so we will look ahead tomorrow on the Monsters in the Morning. It's a Tuesday edition of the show. Triple R Trivia at 7. Angelique the Dancing Queen may be stopping by. Angel will have your sports segment, and we hope to see Detective Barb with Crime Line on a Tuesday edition of the Monsters. Don't forget to look ahead with the team at TK Law to plan your family's future. Visit onefirmforlife.com.
You're listening to the Jim Colbert Show.
JCS crew, Jimmy. Hey man, this is my first week back from my vacation. Jack, welcome back from your vacation. Mine was awesome. I spent the whole week at the beach. It was great. I didn't troll you guys this time. I just kind of did my thing. I listened to the show a lot and just kind of relaxed a little bit. Jim?
Love it.
Jim, there might be something on the horizon with housing. I went into a neighborhood today that only had one sign in it. Today there was 15.
Yeah, it's called a massive slowdown.
Using cloth and going to the restroom. When we first had our first child, we tried out cloth diapers. And the problem was my wife would never wash them out. So every Saturday when I wasn't working, it was a good 1 hour of rinsing out all of the cloth diapers for the week before putting them in the washer. It was so gross.
Hey, Dan from Daytona, another awesome show.
I heard y'all talking about Velveeta and Rotel. My mom makes this dip. It's Velveeta and Rotel plus sausage, Jimmy Dean sausage, and it is the best for dip in your chips. At the time I had it, my girlfriend stole it. But yeah, you can use spicy sausage and spice it up too, so it's good.
He's holding on to that.
He goes, that's so good. My girlfriend stole it. I still hate her.
he's holding on to that.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that very much. Never thought about the sausage thing. Maybe I'll put that in there. Who knows?
I would ask him first.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Yeah.
Ray Trenley, of course, always here on Mondays. You can find him at TK Law during the week. That's onefirmforlife.com. His offices are right there in Altamont. Super easy to find. A number of disciplines reside in the building, from estate planning to divorces to trip and fall, car accidents, all the things.
A little bit of everything.
All the things. They're right there with our man, Ray Trenley. Also, we did make a big announcement today. Tomorrow, Ross will join us, and every Tuesday, Ross will join us along with Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we're really excited about having Ross back on the show, at least part-time, as we move to our more permanent situation. That'd be nice. But he'll be with us tomorrow for sure. Exciting. Very good. All right, let's do You Heard It Here first. What do you say?
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
Well, a Central Florida man is facing multiple charges, including aggravated stalking, after he was caught prowling in a Volusia County neighborhood over the weekend. Deputies said 20-year-old Jalen Vallejos, who was wearing a ski mask on top of his head, a dark hoodie, had lock-picking tools and a knife in his pocket.
Oh, so he was incognito.
Admitted he was on his way to his ex-girlfriend's house and had been secretly watching her sleep for the past 6 to 8 months.
Man, that is so creepy.
As you can imagine, Vallejos is being held in the Volusia County Jail without bond.
Man, oh man.
Can you imagine? They dated for like a couple of years and just broke up like 6 months ago.
Oh yeah, he can't take it.
And he's been watching her sleep.
That's so
Well, obviously he was trying to enter or he was thinking about entering the home too.
Yeah,
with all
lockpick
the
kid.
equipment.
Well, yeah, and apparently he had been doing that because he broke in. He'd been watching her sleep, and apparently he also admitted to deputies that he had, what do you call it?
Oh, don't
Spray
do that.
painted her house. No, that wasn't on camera. That was not on camera. That was not on camera.
Hooked up with two dudes?
Yeah, no. That he, he spray painted her house, but he drove his dad's truck. He told deputies that he didn't know what his actions were going to escalate to, but he was a little worried about it.
I guess you could probably roll around in a mask and a hoodie, but when you have that lockpicking kit, things change.
Things change a lot.
It's 100 degrees outside. What are you doing wearing a mask and a hoodie?
Oh, that's the new
Tried
thing.
to say it was cold. Hialeah's former police chief is facing money laundering, organized fraud, and grand theft charges. He's accused of stealing petty cash used for drug buys and forfeited money stored in the chief's safe. Florida Department of Law Enforcement Special Agent in Charge John Vecchio says over a 5-month period in 2021, more than $500,000 disappeared.
Wow.
Here's just where some of that went.
In a period of time, he made purchases of more than $300,000 in Rolex watches, over $11,000 from Cartier, over $6,700 from Louis Vuitton, and over $5,000 from Versace.
Good taste.
The investigation, which continues, began shortly after Sergio Velasquez was removed from office and current chief George Fuente noticed some quote-unquote abnormalities.
Yeah.
All right, and then finally, actor Jonathan Joss is dead at the age of 59. According to the San Antonio Police Department, Joss was fatally shot by his neighbor yesterday after they reportedly got into a heated argument. The gunman shot Joss several times and fled the scene, but was arrested by police near the area. Joss was known for playing the role of John Redcorn on the animated series King of the Hill. He also appeared as Chief Ken Hotate several times on Parks and Rec. And this comes just as the news came that the King of the Hill revival is going to premiere on Hulu this summer. 14th season of the show will hit the streaming service on August 4th. The new episodes will acknowledge the passage of time with Bobby Hill, now an adult, after being a middle schooler during the show's first 13 seasons. Joss had already recorded his lines.
Yeah, I was about to say they were already working on the job, working on the series.
He was already
working.
Yep.
It's unreal, man.
Isn't that? Apparently, the word I just saw in the Orlando Sentinel is that his husband said that their neighbor was homophobic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Somebody said something on the texting service about that as well.
Yeah, so you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Unbelievable. All right, well, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank the friendliest attorney ever, Ray Trendley, TK Law.
This guy's the greatest.
OneFirmForLife.com.
Is he still here? He's awesome.
Just here smiling.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Also want to thank Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game. And last but never least, Sam Bone and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Thank you, guys. Jackson, question of the day.
Wow. 2 different places, exact same results.
Wow.
Do you have any tattoos you regret? Exact same result on Instagram and in our YouTube chat.
I would say that the majority is yes. They do have a tattoo they regret. And I would say it's probably about 37% say yes. Oh, and that's not a majority.
It is
not. 67.
It's almost like I was doing the math.
I meant it the other way around. 67% say
You
they
should
do.
have quit a while ago.
Yeah.
13% in both polls say they regret a tattoo.
Oh, that's
Wow, that's
all?
it.
Damn. You don't have tats, right?
None.
No.
It's one thing. They're also, you have to admit that you regret.
Yeah.
For a while,
Is
it's
that a
like
thing?
I just pretended like I didn't care. You know, it's like whatever.
All right, let's get out of here. Big show coming up tomorrow. Of course, Ross will be joining us. What'd you do that's new tomorrow? It's Only Money with Scott Brown tomorrow, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. On behalf of Deb and Jack and our buddy Ray Trendley, I'm Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening.
See you Tuesday. Bye.
Lord have mercy.
If you missed any part of today's show, check out the Jim Colbert Show on demand. And for highlighted feature segments, listen to the Jim Colbert Show